Ooh, welcome to the show. What's up,
Welcome to
Will?
the show, Figsy. How you
I
doing?
sing that song every day.
Jesus.
My dog must be absolutely sick of it by now.
Well, I got an insect on my screen. Got it.
How's your week been, Will?
Oh, it was okay. Got a lot of games in the mail, so I'll show those
Exciting.
off later. My sunflowers are growing. In fact, the first one it is the same height as me, 5'10", in case you guys are wondering. So
Damn.
yeah, so it's
We're gonna
got
need photos soon.
I got pictures of them when they're little wee little seedlings, but now I don't know. It makes me happy. What does it have to do with video games? I I don't know.
First couple of minutes of this show is a gardening segment.
I played Stardew Valley, so there you go. There's the video game connection.
I got him hooked. I got him hooked gardening in real life. Let's go.
What about you? Anything exciting and new happened for you this week?
I've been watching a lot of sport. My team's been winning. It's been good. Been playing video games, lots and lots of Zelda. So apart from that, not much.
I got a
I've
meme
been
for
selling a
that.
bunch of my collections. I've been talking about doing it all pretty much all year, and I listed maybe 200 games this week, seal books and collector's editions and stuff.
Thinning out the collection, or is this stuff you found out and about?
No, all from the collection, like out of the shelves.
I'm telling you, man, the Figsy collection. Just put a. I'll make you a little graphic. You can put it right across all your pictures or at the bottom.
It feels good to let go of stuff that I'm not attached to anymore. So.
There you go.
It brings us to tonight, Will, episode number 58. So who we got on tonight?
We have Radical Reggie on tonight. Never heard of the guy.
Yeah. Welcome to the show, Reggie. Thanks for coming on, man.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
What's up, Reggie? How you doing this evening?
Good. I had a couple rounds of Street Fighter 6 with some friends before I hopped on. Get the blood flowing. Feeling good. Well, I think I lost my last match, but still, I was having a good time playing it.
Oh man, I still got to get it. AAA games. I sit back and wait.
I usually do too, but I was kind of pressured because competition with my friends. Hey, you getting Street Fighter 6? And like, yeah, I'll get it. So, and I'm happy I did. It was actually a good AAA release. I would say I'm having a good time with it. So it's a lot of fun.
I watched your video on it, and it looks really good. After Street Fighter 5, which was pretty disappointing, it's good to see that they've come back with a strong game.
Yeah, definitely. Because Street Fighter 5, man, that launch, I remember it. It was the game you couldn't even go online when it first came out, and there was no arcade mode. There was only this weak story mode where you fight against three characters. And I was like, "What is this? What's going on?"
And they're charging full price, and they're
charge full price for it too. Yes, they did, and it was exclusive to PS4, which that should never happen for a fighting game unless it's made by a first or second party company.
I love me some fighting games, and I'm excited to get Street Fighter 6. But usually, sometimes when you get in late into, you get in late into a fighting game, and you go online to play, you're way behind the curve. Everybody's just kicking your ass. But I understand Street Fighter 5 has some pussy control modes that you can use, so you can just you don't have to use classic mode and do all the old school combos and
yeah, six has that modern mode, man, and you can pull out some flashy stuff with it. It's pretty cool.
So I'm looking forward to my button mashing as soon as I get that thing.
That's the thing. You learn characters and things like that. I love playing Tekken because I've learned certain different characters' skill moves, and then the moves continue into the next game and into the next game, so you don't have to relearn the controls and different things like that.
Yeah, the moves probably evolve a little bit, but they stayed. The characters pretty much stay the same, which is nice. There's familiar. It's familiar.
So. Who are you maining on Street Fighter 6?
So I chose Manon because I liked her fighting stance. But I don't know if I'm going to main her because I had some battles with my buddy, and I feel like she's overpowered now, and I don't want her to be I don't want to use an overpowered character. You know what I mean? But we'll see what happens because they do the tier list and all that stuff. But I like her, but I'm also looking at Marissa too, which is this wrestler gladiator girl. So she's pretty cool too. Out of the old characters, I always stick with Ryu. He's always good to go. out of the newer characters, I mean, I'm trying to learn more, but I didn't really like Jamie too much, even though he seemed cool with the drunken fight style.
Oh, yeah.
Luke's moves just seems too straightforward. That's why I didn't really care for him. I'm not gonna go over all the characters, but just kind of giving you guys this. Yeah, Jury. I kind of like her, but at the same time, I'm tired of that psycho chick angle they're going with her. It's like she's been doing that since Street Fighter 4. Let's move on. Like, just make her a normal character. She's all still psychotic and crazy. I'm like, ugh. But I do like some of her fighting moves. I tried Chun-Li, but I'm not really good with Chun-Li. Chun-Li's never been my fighter, but I like her look in the game, I would say. I tried to mess with DJ, but he's just too weird. So I was like, nah, can't mess with DJ. Kimberly is a fun character, but she's a rush character, so you got to make sure you know how to do combos and mix it up. It's a lot of button pressing with her, so I'm like, no, I'm good. And that's about it as far as I feel about the characters, I would say.
I'm probably going to pick up Ryu straight away because he's the one I fucked with during the.
He hits hard and keeps it simple, so very familiar with Ryu. Yeah, that's very.
As far as probably not using the overpowered characters because an online focused game, it's probably going to get nerfed in the future.
Yeah, definitely, they're gonna. Mm-hmm.
As far as 100%. Psycho girls are concerned, psycho girls are my bag. I mean, my girlfriend will attest to that. Hopefully she's not watching right now. I love you, honey. I'm kidding.
You'll hear something in a minute.
So so is that what's in your console right now? Street Fighter 6? Anything else?
Yeah, I'm actually in the Battle Hub right now. I just haven't turned it off yet. The games I've been going back and forward with, so there's this game called Dead by Daylight. That's like my bread and butter game. Me and my buddy Joel and Cag always hop on and play that, get a couple matches in, hopefully we win. But most of the time we're losing because, when you play with random people, you don't know how the outcome will be usually. So, but it's still fun overall. Have you heard that game before? Dead by Daylight?
Yeah.
A deadly game of hide and seek, pretty much. Just how it is. So.
Use it religiously every night. Well, I don't actually. Tonight she's on Modern Warfare 2. She just picked that up. Dead by Daylight is her jam. I think you just picked up a new fan, Reggie.
Yeah, I didn't like the game at first. At first, we were playing Friday the 13th when that came out. We're having a good time with that. Then people were cheating on that game. It was crazy. Like people would set you up, because the survivors are supposed to get out together, but you would get in a car with a survivor and think you're going to escape. They're working with Jason, so they would drive you right to him and let him kill you. I'm like, dude, get out of here, man. This is crazy. So, yeah, it was insane. Like, you think you're going to get away? Like, nope. Right into him. And then you get out of the car, and it was insane. So we stopped playing that, went with Dead by Daylight, and we stuck with it ever since. And we've seen the game evolve over the years, and it's gotten a lot better. But I would like to see them make a graphical sequel because the graphics in the game are kind of dated. So it would be nice to see an upgrade.
I was watching that Summer Game Fest. They just announced Nicolas Cage as a survivor. It's like, what the hell? Do you mess so weird, with right? Do you mess with that the Resident Evil? I guess it's similar. Was it RE Verse? I don't know.
No, so it was called RE Verse. That's the last one they had online. I didn't really mess with it because this is more like I like co-op games when it comes to like Resident Evil. So Resident Evil Outbreak, when that was online, that was my jam. And just in case you guys don't know about Outbreak came out on the PS2 back in the day. One of the first games to push the online SOCOM was the first one, but one of the games to push the online for the PlayStation 2, and they took it offline. But some people got it back online on the PC, so you can play online again, which is great. We actually
same with SOCOM. There's a big community playing SOCOM online these days.
They're still out. They're still there, dude. They just have their own private servers now, which is insane. I never thought I would see like people playing PS2 games online to this day and age. It's so cool. But we played Resident Evil Outbreak online. We beat it. Had a great time. It was so nostalgic. But when it comes to online games, I like co-op better than like going against each other. Like finding a way to get out together.
It depends on the game. Like if I got into PUBG, but I put 4,000 hours into it. So you learn muscle memory to how to play, and you get good at the game, and because of that, it's more enjoyable winning all the time and different things like that.
Right.
I struggle to get into shooters because of I know that there's players out there like who do that, and then you're competing against them, and it's you're getting destroyed, and you just know that unless you put in the work, you're not going to get to that level.
I'm still playing PUBG, as you know. Well, not at this moment, but I play with Figsy, and he's not fun to play with. He's not. He just yelled at me the whole time.
I'm not too familiar with PUBG. So what is that game about?
It was one of the first battle royale games. So it was like Fortnite, where the there's
really?
100 people and the circle closes in.
Oh wow, very intense then. Wow.
So
it's interesting. Like you play it for your heart rate goes up towards the end, and you get like a big adrenaline rush. So it's I don't get that from many other games, from single player games. Maybe like when you beat a hard boss in Dark Souls or something.
Ooh,
it's a good feeling though.
So Reggie, tell us about what you're collecting right now. What are your goals? What are you aiming at? What are you looking for? What's going on there?
Oh man, dude, I collect a bit of everything. You know, I got some stuff today that I totally forgot about, which is crazy. But I would say mostly right now I'm looking at PS4 games still. I'm still kind of weeding out the PS4 collection because, you know, they're still making the games. I'm looking for unique ones because I like getting the PlayStation games that have the PS5 upgrade on them. People usually just get the PS5 version, but I like getting the PS4 version because it comes with that upgrade so you can play on 2 different systems. As far as PlayStation 1 stuff, I haven't really collected that in a long time. I've kind of like expanded, I would say, with my collecting. So basically over the whole thing through 2020 to 2022, they've been working on a lot of translations for games. So I've been getting into a lot of translations, English translations of games that, you know, were originally Japanese in English. I don't know if I have a couple here. I thought I did. Oh yeah, here's some.
So so their company's putting these out then. It's not just bootleg stuff you're downloading off the internet.
Well, fans are making it, you know, you can play it on emulators for free because they always make it for free. But then, you know, folks like us, we want a physical copy to play on our systems. So the first game here is a survival horror game that a lot of people don't know about. That came out on PS2, Korean, Mystic Knights for the PS2. This is a survival horror game where they're stuck underground in this laboratory, and it's all crazy. And I had no idea. I thought I was a survival horror, but like I knew everything, but I had no idea about this game existing. So they translated it in English, and this company called Project Retro Games, they made a manual for it, and they, you know, of course, there's a disc as well. Oh, sorry. The disc right here and everything, nice, cool manual. So it looks very like professional. So very cool. Another game, Tales of Destiny, director's cut for PS2. Got an English translation, so that's cool. You know, happy about that. And here's an older one. This is the Namco X Capcom. This has been translated for a while, but I just wanted a physical of that one because I have the sequels. So I'm looking at a lot of stuff like that, like a lot of English translations for older games.
Do they play in North American systems?
Unfortunately, no, because nobody tried to get past that whole PlayStation detection. They just put a mod chip in the system to like get past it. So basically, you just have to have a modded system to play on.
I was going to say I got a bone to pick with you, Reggie, because you had a video and you featured some of these games that require to play on a modded system, but you didn't mention it until the very freaking end of the video.
I know. I felt like if I started off with it, man, it would turn people off. Because I actually thought about that too. So I mentioned in the beginning, but I don't know, man. I should have mentioned it in the beginning.
It's okay.
I felt like it would be a buzzkill. You know what I mean? Like, I'm out of systems.
But no, I was watching the video like, oh shit. I was like, am I about to start buying PS1 games again? And then I get to the end. Oh man, but no.
In 2023, it's so easy to get a modded system. It's cheap, and it just makes sense, you know. Like these games are disappearing. You know, you get these games, you've got them forever.
Well, here's another game. So this is NBA Jam 2K22. So this is another one they translated, and put together, and they got Tim Kitsuro's voice, the guy like Boom Shakalaka. They got his voice to match all the newer stars in the game. So on the back here, sorry about the glare, but this plays on the PS1, but it has to be a modded PS1 because they never got past the wobble effect, the wobble detection. That's how they would detect if you had a real game or not for your PlayStation 1 system. But they always overpass it. They just chip the system, so no one ever learned how to like get past the wobble effect. New NBA Jam with an updated roster, updated cinematics. Like you remember during the halftime show, they would show a cinematic of the real NBA. They have the newer.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's so cool. I wish I could show you a clip, but it's like that's the kind of stuff I'm looking into now because though I'm still collecting regular stuff, but I'm just kind of going past that, because that nostalgia of playing games that were in Japanese or are just not in my language and they're getting translated in English. It gives me like a nostalgic feel because these are the type of games I would play back in the day on my PS1 or PS2. So the PS1 and PS2 era, that's my era of video games, and the way they made videos, way to make games back then are just very different from today. Today we get games that don't have an ending. You can download the ending through a patch later.
They're not finished.
They're not finished. But back in the day, when companies made games, they finished them, and they made them to where, that's what they wanted to put out. They didn't want to like try to put out DLC later or whatever like that. I mean, DLC is a good idea, but obviously it's been like kind of like just they kind of overuse it in the wrong ways, I would say. So that's why this is my era though. This is where the games are at for me.
Where can I get a chipped console? Or did you do it yourself? You got a friend?
Man, so this is my chip console I got in Korea, like over 20 years ago. And it still works, thankfully.
It's still kicking,
dude. We had to change.
Korean guy who sells good stuff.
We had to change the lens out, obviously, and stuff like. But yeah, it still works great. But after you can get one from Project Retro Games where I got these. He makes modded systems, but I'm sure there's other places that you could do them too, but he's making unique modded systems. Like he's making like I don't know if you saw my Tales of Fantasia collector's video. Like he's making like press systems that have art on them and everything like that. So
I've seen systems like that.
Yeah, I've
beautiful.
Yeah, but I don't know if there's a cheaper way for you to go with modding. I mean, I'm sure there is, but I just don't know if you want to drop that kind of money on the collectors he has, because he has some crazy ones on that.
Just open up the damn thing yourself and dig in and figure out how to watch a YouTube video. I'm sure there's a million.
That's what I figured. What's crazy? I hadn't seen too many videos on how to do it. It seemed like it was a lost art for modding PS1s and PS2s, but luckily there's some stuff out there. I think I just haven't seen anything on the PS1 yet. But
one of my buddies does the PS2 library, and I think it's like 1.5 terabytes for the entire library, which is
really
crazy to think about. But that's over like I think that's just the PAL library, but it's over 2,000 games.
Yeah, the American library we were talking about with my buddy, I think it's like 1.7 something for a gigabyte. So you basically just want all the games for all regions. Just put a 4 terabyte in your PS2, and you should be good to go.
Yeah, which is cheap these days. You're laughing.
I wonder if Free McBoot's got an option to take care of that.
That's true. Free McBoot, man. That was the first one. I remember.
Yeah. So I got a question, Reggie. When it comes to collecting, how do you decide what game you're going to go after next? Because for me, usually it's friends or the random YouTube video, or I'm browsing Mercari or eBay and I see some shit I want. How do games come into your sphere of influence? Is it social media? Is it friends?
I would say it's a bit of social media and friends. Friends wise, I'm on. I don't know if you guys have seen Media Glitch. I do streams with them, and we're all friends. And my buddy Cag, John, and Joel, we all kind of talk about games together. So I'll find out stuff through them, and them through me as well. Like today, I told them about some games they didn't know about, and they'll do the same thing for me. Before that, though, I would say most of the time I was just out looking. I was like looking for certain genres, and I was seeing what was coming out, whether it would get a physical or not, and going that route. But it's kind of like I would say it's kind of like died down because I've gotten most of all the stuff I want on the classic systems, So as far as new games, I usually go with indie route, because indie route I feel like games are complete. AAA titles I feel like I wait on those unless it's something really good like Horizon Forbidden West, which I enjoyed that game a lot. About that. No, that was gifted that actually, so I didn't buy that one. But yeah, there's certain games I'll buy day one. But I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. Hopefully, I'm answering your question.
No.
I feel like
it's almost better to wait 12 months and then pick up the Game of the Year edition, because you get all the patches, the DLC. It's going to work.
Yeah. That's what I used to do too. But now we're not really even guaranteed that. It's crazy. So this scared me recently. So you guys heard of the Sonic Origins, right? That's coming out.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
It's been out for like over a year. You figure they got all their stuff done, patches, whatever like that. Now they're going to make it physical, right? Perfect. Guess what? Comes with a download code with the disc. to download the rest some of the games. I was like, dude, what is
It's
the point of
collecting in
getting?
2023. It's so
That's
sad.
insane, and people don't realize how insane it. The newer generation don't feel like that's insane. Like download code, perfect. Like no, we're supposed to keep this stuff like physical. I don't know how to explain to them, man. The newer generation doesn't care, man. But like, I don't feel like there's a point of getting a physical if it comes with a download code to download the rest of the games or whatever like that. That's terrible. I mean, the PS4, PS5, and even the Switch, they have enough room to put all those games on the cart and the disc. I mean, I don't understand why there's a DLC code in there. So that's the kind of practice that scares me. So
the crazy part is that it's like we used to talk about every release on this show, but getting ready for the show today, I was going to talk about all the recent, like just this week, games announced that don't have discs, and it's like 6 of them. Like the Spider-Man Collector's Edition doesn't come with a disc; it comes with a steelbook with room for a disc, but no disc.
It's like a slap in the face when they do that, But Will, hopefully I answered your question, man. I'm sorry.
No, yeah. Friends and internet, and mostly friends sounds like though for you. Me, yeah. I go on eBay or Mercari and I just search PS4 games and I just scroll and scroll and scroll. And first, if it looks cool, I'm interested. The first thing that's got to grab me is the cover. Then I'll go watch the preview or the preview and on YouTube and then the walkthrough for about 15 minutes and then I'll decide if I want the game and then I'll go shopping for it. But
okay.
And who knows? Whatever these guys can tell me. But you guys the death of physical is on its way. I think Alan Wake was the first nail in that coffin. Alan Wake 2. And
I agree, man. Somebody even offered to do a physical for him, and they're like, "Nah." I'm like, "Fine, I'm not playing." I'm mad, but
there's also another is Like a Dragon. It's a Yakuza game that recently got announced. Only physical. I mean, and these are big titles too.
And Yakuza's got a big collector base following, like the buying collector's editions and steelbooks and statues, and they know they're going to sell copies.
I mean, the only way you can fight that is if people just don't buy it when it does that. Maybe they'll change their tune, but
you're not going to stop them. Yeah, people are still going to buy it.
Yeah.
The people on the other side of the fence are companies like Limited Run Games who are milking people who want to preserve physical stuff by going, all right, we'll do it. Here's a 8-bit game we're going to release over 4 parts that you got to spend $120 to buy, which makes no sense.
What's crazy about Limited Run, man? I thought they would somehow remedy that issue that people that were buying their stuff online. I mean, from other countries, like make the shipping somehow cheaper, man. But it's just I mean, when you told me about like not like almost paying $100 for a Limited Run game, like just one game dealing with shipping and all that, so it's like that's horrible, man. Over here when it comes to those companies, Limited Run is starting to sell on Amazon and Best Buy, so I gotta like walk into a Best Buy store. Like this big chain store. I don't know if you have Best Buys over there, but they'll have Limited Run games there, like a certain ones there, which is nice. So it's kind of cool to walk into a store if I want to pick up one of their games. But I haven't bought online from them in years, which is crazy.
It's actually that crazy that if say a place like Video Game Plus sells Limited Run games, it'll be cheaper for me to buy the Video Game Plus version than to buy it from a Limited Run game.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay.
Because they do, like, if you don't look at everything, there's a box you got to untick. Otherwise, you send them $1 for insurance or something, which makes no sense because it's already included with the postage, and then the postage is more expensive, and like the currency will be cents more expensive, which you don't even notice. But they love to overcharge.
Wow.
I was watching one of your videos. I like to do my homework on the guest, Reggie, and I was watching one of your videos, and it was the exchange tried to rip me off. I had a similar experience, a while back. I went to one. It was. I'm just gonna name them. House of the Used is what the place is called, and I've been in and out of there a million times. And this one, and so I know what to expect as far as what they pay out and whatnot. So I went in there with a stack of games, blah blah blah, and this guy just lowballed the shit out of me, and I was like, "The hell!" And right after he made the initial offer, I was like, "You know what? Thanks anyway. I'm walking. I'll take my stuff." and he comes just like your friend KAG. Guys
Yep.
come back. What do you want? Oh, what are you looking to get for him? And it's like, dude, you should give me the best price up front. And so, I went off on social media. I went off on Yelp. I went full Karen mode and whatnot. But if you ever had this happen to you firsthand, you ever get the gouge from a shop? Or
I had something a bit different happen to me, but it was kind of like just as bad as what happened to you, man. Because like I said, when you're about to walk, then he's not used to people like walking out on him. They say, "Hey, wait a minute, what do you want for him?" But like you said, he should have offered you what he should have offered for it. But my experience was I haven't had experience like that where someone was that I can remember right now at least. But my crazy experience was when I went to a store in Vegas and they had a game I wanted that I've been looking for years, man. It was a Magical Quest 3 on the Game Boy Advance in box. I was like, oh my God, dude, I had this game. I sold it years ago when it first came out. I said, they had it. So they had it for a price. And I was like, wow, that's a crazy price. But I said, hey, clerk, hey, I was polite about it the way I did it. I said, hey, are you guys firm on this price? And he said, well, let me look it up, sir. I was like, okay. He said, and then he came back like a couple minutes later, hey, it's going for more. Like, have to raise the price. I was like, dang, you won't even let me like buy it right here for that price. He raised the price while I was in the store. It's like, oh my God. That was one of the worst experiences I ever had. And I remember I did a YouTube video about it. I talked about it in my first Vegas video, the experience. Because it was that shocked the hell out of me, dude. Like, I was laughing, but I was like, what the hell at the same time? And then a year later, I think about a month later, the owner hit me up on YouTube. On my email, and asked me about it. And I said, yeah, that's what happened, man. I'm not going to make a big deal. I told him I'm not going to make a big deal about it. That was my experience in your store, pretty much. Your guy raised the price on me in the store.
Dude, there's shops. We reserve the right to change the price at the registry. Mm-hmm. They'll freaking look them up. It's bullshit.
Well, this place I went to is crazy because what they do, they don't even have their stuff priced. If you're looking for something, you say, I want this item right here. Okay, I have to look it up. I'm like, dude, I'm out of here. You guys got to have a set price. They had to look everything up to make sure they're getting the most value for the item, which I thought that most stores would just price their stuff accordingly. Like, hey, this is what we want for this period. Boom. Because it just takes up a lot of time if they have to look up stuff on the internet. It's annoying. And it's like, dude, like, I'm out of here. So that was one of the last times I went to that store.
Dude, it sucks.
Someone posts on Facebook, PM for price.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude. Like, just give us what you want.
Time.
No, it's like the first rule in my Facebook group, but no fishing. If you're gonna post in that shit, no fishing. You put a price, and that's it. No fishing.
Yeah, like where's line? Make me an offer. Like, get out of here.
Yeah, get the fuck out.
No, I'm gonna lowball you then.
But it also removes the gamble of catching them slipping. We all love to catch them slipping as collectors. That's like I caught him slipping.
I think the whole catching them slipping has got out to them. So now they want to really make sure, because people, they'll brag about, hey, caught them slipping and spread it around. They'll start to eventually see that stuff. So, but it's nice to catch them slipping.
So yeah, it's a lovely thing. Somebody's caught. Yeah, somebody's telling secrets out there. Somebody's dropping dimes.
You hear articles about it these days, and like people know that video games can be worth money. It's not a secret anymore. It's out there.
They act like games are like worth like gold or diamonds now. Like, some of these guys, you got to calm down. It's like, I feel like, man, like I don't know if this is true, but I heard like people. Well, I guess I'll throw this out there, but I heard a story about a guy who got his door kicked down for his video games somewhere in the UK. And I don't know if this is true or not, but this was brought up to me a couple of years ago. I was like, wow, dude, like people are like going over video games like that. And I feel like you get robbed for video games, man, it's going to be somebody you knew, because who's going to rob somebody for video games? That's just crazy. But it seems like it's happening, man. A friend of mine he had a storage because he has a store. Well, he doesn't have a storefront, but he has a lot of games in the storage. Got his storage robbed.
Is this
all
Cody?
His video? Huh?
Is this Cody?
No, not. Oh, you talking about Cody from Pink Gorilla? No, not him. This isn't.
But he's had his store robbed multiple times. It's awful,
Which is crazy, and thank goodness he finally moved from that location. But what happened was my friend had stuff in his storage, and he went to the storage and he opened up the lock. Well, he tried to open the lock and the lock wouldn't work. You're like, what the hell? Why is my lock not working? And they broke the lock, and then all his stuff was stolen. So pretty much what these guys are doing, they're drilling locks, and they're putting fake locks on, so you don't know what happened. So he didn't know he had been robbed for a week and everything like that. And it was just crazy. I was like, wow, dude. Like, I don't know. I don't know if this is like I'm not trying to say people are like robbing for video games, but I just heard some stories. Or I don't know if they're legit, but they're out there.
Well,
I've heard some horror stories about video games in storage containers. I'd never put my games. I
would never put my games in the storage because that's the first place people want to look for stuff. Hey, storage, let's see what they got. Nah, don't put it in there.
You get somebody who makes it come up, and they go and they post it on social media.
Well, freeze time.
Will, everything okay?
Oh yeah, someone stole all the Evercade EXP LEs, and they were delayed for like 6 months or something, which is crazy.
Well, there you are.
Oh, we're all back. Okay,
yeah, you're back.
I was spinning for a minute there. Oh, no, but we're back. Sorry about that. But anyway,
what were you saying, Will?
So the flip side of that question, Reggie, you've been gouged at the shop in Vegas. Has anyone ever rolled out the red carpet from you and just giving you the ultimate fat hookup from your notoriety?
From the stores? Yeah, one store is really polite. The name is slipping me right now. There's a store in Vegas that I've been to, and they were really nice to me. Basically, the clerk, he was really like kind of showing me like stuff that I might like. He said, Reggie, I know you like imports, man. Check out our import section. And they don't really get to sell. They don't really sell a lot of the stuff that I like. So yeah, they know that I'll like it pretty much, which was cool. That was one of the best. That was the best treatment I got as a going like red carpet wise. That someone that knew who I was, and they were just kind of like showing me like what they had, and they knew what I liked, and I pretty much like they knew pretty much. So I was really happy. And I think I spent like when I was in that store, I spent like 3 hours in there shopping because I was just it was just like going to like a candy store, like it was just. I was just sitting down, reading stuff, and like making sure I didn't own the game because sometimes I made a mistake of buying the game twice, but just going over doing research. Yep, I want this, I want this, I want this, and it was a great time. It was fun.
And
the clerk would have had a great time as well. So that's
he had a great time too. Yeah, he's like, yeah, that money. I mean, these days I'm very selective of what I buy, but if I see something I want and the store is like nice and clean and they just have a lot of like unique stuff like that, I'll spend my money. I mean, I have no problem doing it, because I'm not one of those people that's trying to regret like, oh, I should have bought this when it was there. You know what I mean? Well, not anymore. I used to be that guy, but I try not to be because when you talk about there's buyer's remorse, there's also a buyer's regret as well. Because hey, I should have bought that, while I was there. So,
usually
I don't do that anymore because, like, over the years, I've gotten so many good deals. So you try to think of the positives, not the negatives.
Yeah, exactly.
Usually, I walk into a store, it's like, oh fuck, here comes this fucking guy again.
Lowball me.
Because
off of his trades.
I'm always this dude. Well, actually, you see, the thing about this game is fucking shut the fuck up.
Hey Reggie, going back to your collection, when did it all begin for you? How long have you been collecting?
So, I would say officially I started collecting probably when I was in high school. So before that. My mom got me a Nintendo when it came out, and I wasn't expecting this when a kid. I just was total surprised when I got the Nintendo when I was a kid. Got that. I asked my mom years later why she bought that for me because I didn't ask for it for Christmas. She said, "Oh, the other kids had it, so I thought you might like it." So my video game journey kind of started there. Well, a little bit before that, I would say. Sorry, I'll try to move this fast, but basically my brother worked at a pizza shop. And I was around 4 years old, and I was at the pizza shop with him because he was kind of babysitting me while he was with his friends. And there was like arcade machines, and I remember I grabbed a chair, put a quarter in, and I stood up and played Punch Out. Not Mike Tyson's Punch, but regular Punch Out in arcade, and I was actually winning. And a lot of the teens and adults were coming over to cheering me on. So I remember that when I was a kid. So I was like, dude, that pumps you up. So I had the Nintendo, Punch Out, all that stuff. I eventually got a Super Nintendo as well over the years. But when I got to high school, I kind of fell off from that stuff because I had some good games too, like Turtles in Time, Contra 3, Ghouls and Ghosts. But when I was in high school, I just kind of fell off from it. So I got rid of all that stuff. And basically what got me back into video games, I think I was like maybe in the 11th or maybe the 10th or 11th grade. I can't remember. But my nephew had showed me the PlayStation. And I had no interest in it. I didn't really care. I was like, whatever, PlayStation. And he showed me Resident Evil. And basically seeing the mixture of full motion actors with the video game was so impressive to me because that was like the next step in evolution for video games. So I was like, dude, this is awesome. There's real actors, real voices. So I was like so pumped up. So my journey started from high school when I started collecting. So I didn't have much money at the time. So, I had to make things work. I had to save up and stuff. So Resident Evil Director's Cut was one of my first games, Mega Man X4. And pretty much I just accumulated a collection of games by not selling them or trading them off back then. So it just kind of like started from back then. But I had only collected PlayStation stuff until I went and PS1 stuff until I went to the Army. Had a little bit of Game Boy Color stuff, but that PlayStation was my main focus. So over the years, PS2, obviously PS3, PS4, and so on. I got into other systems, I would say probably around 2010 when they were announcing kind of like the schematics for the Retron 5, saying there's going to be this all-in-one system to play all these games. So I thought it was cool. Like, hey, let me get these games so I can play these games on the system. It'd be kind of cool to go through nostalgia era and play some of these old games from when I was a kid. So I started collecting back in 2010 and 11 when things were cheap. Will, you know what I'm talking about, how cheap stuff was. People were giving this stuff away. It was so amazing. It was like such a great time to be collecting games because you're going to find everything you want on the cheap, to $20 to get you a stack of games, which was amazing. But then, that announcement about that game selling for $5,000 stadium events was on the news. And then people start looking at their games like, oh my God, is this game worth money? So people start looking at the stuff. Now, it didn't go up. The prices didn't go up around that time, but I'd say around 2016, 17, we started seeing a gradual increase. And then around 2018, 19, especially 2020, we saw prices go up high.
Blew it up.
Yeah. But
thank you, Heritage Auctions.
Yeah, I know, right? But that's where my journey started back in high school for my collection of games, and I kind of stayed on it and kept everything, and that's how I accumulated this library of games.
Do you sell anything? When you
Oh yeah, man. I'll sell and trade stuff off because some games I get like, hey, I like this game. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it soon, or I'm gonna have time. I'm gonna play it later. I plan on playing it. But if a year goes by or something like that and I still haven't touched it or whatever like that, I said, man, maybe I should trade this game off for something else or whatever like that. So I did trade it. I don't really do too many sales anymore because I'm kind of nervous about selling stuff because I had a scare on eBay. I sold a game. Now this is where the hoarder will come in, So I had 4 copies of Chaos Break for the PS1, the PAL version. Now the reason I had it because I had got them for cheap. I got them for like $10 a piece. I got my original one for like $35 because it was sealed, but I found 2 other ones on Amazon for $10, and I can't remember what the 4th one was. But anyways, I got them because I wanted to give them out to some friends that I thought would like them. So I gave out 2 of them, and I had 2 more. And I decided I had one for myself and the other one, and I decided to sell it because nobody wanted it. So I said, let me sell it online. As soon as I posted it, somebody bought it. And I was like, dude, it was great because this guy lived in Phoenix, So I was like, dude, I don't have to like ship it overseas or whatever like that. He got the game, and he said, "Oh, thank you so much. Came in the mail. Thank you. All that stuff." About a month later, he hits me up and say, "Hey, that game you sent me was broken. I need to get a refund." I was like, "What? Are you kidding me?" Because I record myself packaging stuff at the post office, so I have evidence. Hey, this is how I pack this. Everything's good to go. And
I can see where this is going.
he sent me a picture of the disc cracked in half, but you can obviously look at it. You can obviously look at the disc and see that he put a sticker on a broken disc to make it look like it was cracked. I was like, dude, this is insane. So I eBay said, hey, do you want to refund him his money? And I was like, no. And they closed the case immediately. Well, thankfully, so I'd have to deal with it. But that scared the hell out of me because I sold it for like I think he paid like almost $250 for it.
I paid $250 for it.
Yeah, and
well, you bastard.
You said it was Phoenix, right?
Yeah, it was in Phoenix.
Yeah, that was me, dude. No, I'm kidding.
I did a video about it too because
And then we'll hold the disc up. I thought you were going to say that he bought it and it wouldn't work on his system because it was a PAL game. Because I sell on eBay full time, and I sell a lot of international games. So when I sell something to someone in a country that's a different region, I'll always send them a courtesy message saying, "Hey, just letting you know that this is a PAL game," and blah blah blah. And most people reply with, "Yeah, I'm a collector," but you'll occasionally get someone, "Oh, I didn't know. Can you cancel it if it's not going to work?" And it saves you having to return it and all that drama.
Yeah, I was recently selling. What was it? I was selling it was a case for Armored Core PS2, and the guy bought it was on Mercari. I was selling it, and that first thing I did was mention. Now you realize this is just a case and manual. There's no game because people are stupid. People are stupid, and most of them are on the internet.
Plenty of them too, and then they message you angrily, and then they message you again. Hey, I just read the listing. It's my fault. Sorry about the last message.
Gentlemen, excuse me, gentlemen. I'll be right back.
Okay.
And we'll get back. We'll get into the quiz.
Yeah, that's just that experience of fixing just maybe not. I mean, if I sell something, it's got to be in person or just like somewhere where I can trust, because like that could have been a loss of like $200 something, man. I'm not a reseller, so I'm not trying to take no loss or whatever like that. Like I'm not accustomed to taking losses like that, because if you're a storefront, you occasionally obviously take losses or whatever like that, 'cause you're selling stuff all the time. But man, that just bugged me a lot, dude. I was like, never again. So eBay's not really good at like protecting the sellers at all.
I find they can be now. I do eBay full time. That's my full time job.
Oh, really? Okay, tell me about it, man. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm almost 12 months in, and like recently eBay have gotten a lot different. So yesterday, for example, I got a negative feedback, and it wasn't a real negative. Like they bought some books, and they said the books were yellow, and I had acceptable condition. I had 8 photos, so it was plenty of photos. So I requested feedback removal with what I just said to eBay, and within 10 minutes they removed it for me. So I'm finding like, and now that I'm a big seller, they help you out a lot more. If I send something untracked, which is items under $25, it's completely my responsibility. If it doesn't arrive, I got to send the refund. But if I've got tracking, I'm always going to win because I know how Australia Post works. I know that if it's over in Australia, we get $100 insurance for every single item we send as tracking. So if you're aware of that, you're aware of how the system works, and being aware of how the system works, you can not get scammed because you catch the scammers out at their own game. So I haven't been scammed in over 12 months. It's been really, really good.
That's good, man. That's relaxing, and especially you doing it full time. I mean, I should start selling some stuff on eBay, but but usually I just trade some stuff off if I got like too much or whatever like that. Oh man,
For my higher end stuff, I much prefer to trade it with collectors or sell it privately. But for your common shovelware games and things like that, and I sell a lot of DVDs and movies, and it's just my bread and butter for eBay. It's great.
All right, I do have one cool item I want to show you. I'll wait till Will gets back. It's a PAL exclusive item for PS3.
Hey, one thing you did mention that I had written down here, Media Glitch. Tell us about Media Glitch.
So Media Glitch, man, they've been doing basically they had a studio and they did cable TV. They had like their show on there. The studio, like I think it closed a little bit before the whole COVID thing. And but Joel's always done YouTube videos, and he has the same footage on YouTube. So we all got together, and we started streaming together during the whole COVID thing because everybody was stuck inside. And we started doing streams playing games, and we've been doing it like ever since, man. Like it's just like every Saturday we all play games together, just catch up and everything like that. It's like all of us hanging out. It's been great. And I can't believe we almost been doing it for like 4 years now, which is insane because it was only supposed to be a temp thing, during the whole COVID thing, but now we continued it on. I've been good friends with Joel. I want to say around 5-6 years now. We've been friends. John around 3 years, CAG around 2. and we've all met up at conventions and hung out. When I was invited to the Game On Expo in Phoenix, CAG stayed with me, and Joel came down, and John was there. We all hung out and shot for games, went to baseball games, ate dinner with the Mortal Kombat.
Awesome.
Yeah, we got to meet the Mortal Kombat, the original Mortal Kombat actors for the first 3 games. We got to have dinner with them. It was such a good experience, So we actually went to visit CAG in his town last year, which was fun. So they're great friends, So we've all been tight, and I love those guys. But yeah, video games is definitely what connected all of us, though.
Nice, and it is those stories. I've met up with collectors around the world, and we
Yeah.
don't even talk about collecting. We just talk like
regular stuff is going on. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's how you know you got a good friend. Like, you can talk about more than video games, which is great. So, Will, I'm glad you're back. This is the item I wanted to show you guys that I had as kind of exclusive. I got this for the cheap because nobody even knew this existed. The Fixie, I think you know it exists. This is the Fear 3 Collector's Edition.
I actually just sold that last night.
Did you?
$250.
That's what it's going for now. I got this for $30. Yeah. Dude, this thing is because Fear 3 is my favorite out of those games. And man, this thing would never make it to America as a collector's because the pregnant Alma in there or whatever like that. So it's just so cool.
Where'd you snag that?
eBay.
Oh shit.
Yeah, eBay had a thing where I got it for $30 and the shipping was like $15. So that's why I hopped right on it because it was a sealed item too, which was great, and nobody really knew about it. So they were just kind of just sitting there for a long time.
Was it a buy it now, or did you get it on an auction?
Buy it now. I don't mess with auctions anymore, man, because there's always that snipe bidder that tries to get you. And here's their scheme, Will. Will, this is the crazy part. So you'll bid at the end thinking you're winning, someone will snipe you, right? But you know it's a scam because you'll get a second chance offer like right away. Like, oh, the other guy didn't buy it, so here's the offer to you. I was like, yeah, I know what you're doing. I wrote the guy back. I said, hey, I respect your hustle. And he just said that back, but he knew what I was talking about.
Shit, no, eBay snipes have been my thing lately. It's my new hobby. I used to hunt in the wild. It used to be just offer up, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, and that's it. That's where I used to grab all my shit. But now, pretty much it's just eBay and Mercari, and random
good.
Yeah, random shit on Facebook groups. Yeah, random Mercari. You can still find moms posting shit, but you got to be quick on that. But no.
Well, here's another one, man. Is Craigslist still a thing? At all?
Craigslist is still a thing, dude.
Is it still real?
I picked up these guys like to bust my balls because I like to buy shit from little old ladies who don't know better. And I picked up it was World Championship darts on PS2. Mm-hmm. Rare as hen's teeth game, but still little under the radar. So, but I managed to pick that up for $20. I screwed up because I was bragging to all my friends. Look what I got! And I was posting, and I took a screenshot of the price charting. I took a screenshot of the price charting, with the price on it, and I accidentally sent it to the fucking lady I was going to buy it from. And I was like, oh shit, this is over. But sure, unsend. Because I'd arranged to pick it up that weekend, and then she's like, "You still coming?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm still coming." So yeah, she gave it to me anyway, nonetheless.
That's cool.
So,
Reggie,
I think as long as they're happy, everything's good. If they're happy with the sale, then you're happy. Good, no problem.
Yeah.
That's a good point. If both people are happy, she probably just wanted to get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up selling it.
PS3 Collector's Edition you showed. Someone posted a few years ago in the PS3 Collectors group on Facebook that one of the stores in Australia were clearing them out. So like 15 or 20, if it was on the group, all got sealed copies for $20.
Really? Wow.
I had a friend message me. He's like, "Hey man, you remember this that we bought? I'm trying to sell mine." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm trying to sell mine."
Dude, that game is so cool, and I'll explain why I went ahead and got the collector's edition. So I've been playing the Fear games pretty much since they came out. Now I think the best Fear game is actually part 2, but I like part 3 for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's co-op. You can play with a friend online together through the story mode, which is great. But what really made it stand out to me. You guys ever seen that movie John Carpenter, The Fog?
Yeah.
Or you know what it's about,
I
The Fog.
haven't.
If the fog, basically, it's a horror movie where if a fog gets you, you'll get killed pretty much. So you have to stay away
There's
from
monsters
the fog.
in the fog.
Yeah, and they're crazy looking too. So John Carpenter, I forgot what he did on the game, but he worked on the game, so some of his ideas were put into the game. So there's a match, a co-op match where you can play up to 4 players, I think, where it's called F and Run, and basically you're running. There's a fog chasing you. It looks crazy. It looks scary as hell. But you got to fight soldiers while you're trying to progress through. So if you're fighting them too long, the fog will get closer to you and it starts playing this eerie music. It's scary as hell, but it's tense. You're running, you're taking out soldiers, beating them up, getting to the checkpoint. Then you get rest, refill your weapon, switch them up. And you keep going and you try to complete the levels, but it's terrifying because that fog is coming. And if you're fighting an enemy that's tough, like, got to kill this guy, hurry up. So it's very tense. It's so much fun. And that is in this game, and that's the only game I've seen do that. So it's very fun and intense. And I'm trying to get Media Glitch to play it with me. I think CAG is going to get the PS3 copy of Fear 3 because the PS3 online is free, so we can all play online together, which is
Still
great.
somehow.
Yeah, we actually played Raccoon City. I think about Raccoon City about a month ago online and beat it on the PS3. It was crazy.
Nice.
Are you going to keep that Fear 3 sealed? The collectors?
I'll eventually open it.
No, don't do that.
You don't think? I know, right? I mean, I already have the game, but it's just more. I guess it's more of a novelty because there's no reason to open it up because I'm not gonna have the action figures sitting out or whatever like that. It's just more because I was a fan of the game. I would say, so I might keep it still.
With the seal.
Keeps
the dust off it with the seal.
Yeah, it does. It does. It really does. But Fear 3, man.
Let me ask you, Reggie. Are you gonna put? Do you keep your other Fear 3 in a red case?
No. So those are probably the only survival horror games. Well, I don't know if I can call it survival horror, but it is horror. They're still in regular cases. I like how you remember I put the horror games, survival horror games in red cases, man.
I would argue that you started that trend.
Dude, people thought that was a brilliant idea. I said, dude, it looks great on the PS3. I had no idea it was going to take off like that. I was like, yeah, that's how I do it.
You're a trendsetter, Reggie. I can't stand it, but you are.
People join the groups and post their horror collections and they're in red cases. And
it looks so much better, though. That's because people hate the red cases at first, right? They're like, oh, these are ugly. I came with the horror idea. They're like, yeah, dude, this is perfect. So I'm glad that thing is that's going on.
I guess.
Hey guys, I think it's time for one of our segments. I think it's quiz time.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Here we go.
It's time for America's favorite game show, Figsy Quiz, where we put the minds of the world's greatest video game collectors to the test. And now, the host of our show, Figsy!
I love the 80s port music.
World's greatest collectors. All right. Okay, whatever. Let's go.
So, guys, Pavel has once again done all the questions for today's quiz. It's some good questions today. I enjoyed setting this one up. So we have 8 questions. Who would like to go first in today's quiz?
I'll give you the choice, Reggie. You're the guest. You want to go first or second?
I'll go first.
God damn it.
So the way this will work is, Reggie, you'll go first. If you get the question wrong, we'll get a chance to steal. Each question is going to be worth 1 point. Each steal will be worth 1 point. Will answer question 2 first. If Will gets the question wrong, Reggie, you'll get the chance to steal.
Okay.
So let's get into it, guys, with question number 1. Which of these Sega Saturn consoles does not exist? Is it the LG Saturn, the Hitachi Saturn, the Samsung Saturn, or the JVC Saturn? Reggie?
I think the JVC.
That is incorrect.
No! Come on. I know. I feel like I know what Will.
I want to say Samsung, but I think it's LG. This is the LG Saturn.
LG is correct.
Yeah. All right, let's go.
Dude, oh my God. I should have got that one.
Will takes the first point. Question number 2. This one's for you, Will.
All right, what we got?
What god does Kratos kill in order to become a god of war? Is it Zeus,
I know this.
Poseidon, Ares, or Hercules?
It's Ares.
It is Ares.
It is
Got
Ares.
it, man. All right. You're on it.
Will's
on
off
fire.
to a roll, 2 points. All right, question number 3. What game are these Final Fantasy characters playing, Reggie?
It's I forgot what it was called. It's like it's a water football game. You're looking for the exact name of the game?
Yeah, the name of the game.
Oh man, come on. All right, give me 10 seconds here. Let me see here. I don't remember. Because I hated this game. I tried to skip this game as much as possible when I played the game.
Hand it over to Will.
Yeah, it's not as well.
They are playing Hide the Salami.
They are not playing Hide the Salami. So they are playing Blitzball.
Oh man, I totally forgot.
I had no clue. I never played Final Fantasy X.
I know it because of how bad it is, and it's just like you watch videos about it and people talk about how bad
you have to play it the first time, and then after that it's optional. And you're like, yeah, I'm not playing this game.
Question number 4. This one's for you, Will.
All right.
What is the name of the princess from the Earthworm Jim series?
Oh, damn it. I've played this game a million times. Dude, I don't know. I really don't know. Princess Bee Bonnet. I don't know.
No. Hand this one over to Reggie.
Yeah, Fixie, these are some tough questions, man.
Pavel doesn't make them easy.
Who doesn't?
Pavel, our quizmaster.
Man, he's tough. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say I don't know this one either, man. Yeah.
So you almost got it there. It was Princess. What's her name?
Wow, dude, would have never.
I think that's why he threw that one in there because someone might accidentally.
That's hilarious.
I mean, I loved Earthworm Jim. I played the shit out on what was it? Sega.
All right, question number 5.
Sega.
Anyone can still win the game.
Okay,
This one's for you, Reggie. So I'm going to show you part of a video game cover. You have to tell me the cover of the game.
Yeah, Dinosaur Rex.
Not Dinosaur Rex.
Oh, shoot. Dang. Come on, man. I know this game. I looked at it the other day. This game came out for Super Nintendo and Sega CD. Oh man.
I have no clue, so I'll go.
Radical Rex.
It is Radical Rex.
All right, finally, dude. I gotta remember something, dude.
I think that was a catered to your name, Reggie.
Yeah, that helps out.
Yeah, I would have given it to you if you didn't get that one. All right, question 6. Well, this one's for you. I'm going to show you a steelbook. You have to tell me what game it's from.
Jesus,
dude.
I don't know, punk cock.
It's not punk.
Hold on, no, seriously though, for reals. That's Saints Row.
Ooh, good guess, but it wasn't Saints Row. Reggie?
This looks like any street Australia.
I feel like this is it Far Cry?
It is Far Cry 6.
Bullshit.
All right, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in here.
Moving into the final round, the scores are now locked at 2 apiece. Anyone can win. And we do have a tiebreaker question if it does end on a tie. So question 7. This one's for you, Reggie. What is missing from the front cover of GTA 5?
I think it's Michael.
It's not Michael. Well,
Give me a minute. Oh, fuck, what is this?
stop looking at your phone.
I'm not looking at my phone.
I can see you looking down.
I'm not looking at my phone. I don't know. I give up. What is it?
It was a dog.
Oh man,
it's your dog.
Once you see it, you're like, I've seen that a million times.
Yeah, jeez, that's your dog.
All right.
there.
Final question, and to potentially win the game, the bloody and brutal beat 'em up Splatterhouse press kit coffin is limited to how many copies?
Oh, come on, man. How many grains of sand are on a beach? Will. I'm gonna say 100.
Wasn't 100. Reggie?
I'm going to say 500.
Wasn't 500. So the answer was 666.
Oh, an evil number. Okay, I get it. Wow.
All right, guys. So we are locked at 2-all. We are going to have to go to a tiebreaker question.
Oh my
Give
god.
me 1 second to refill. All right. So the tiebreaker question, I'm going to show you guys a video game. First person to tell me the year it was released gets the answer.
Oh man, I'm the worst at these.
That would be 2009.
2006.
It is 2009.
Yeah,
Reggie
fuck
wins.
this fucking game.
Congratulations.
Shit's fucking rigged.
You know what's happening? Like the PlayStation song is kicking off in my head right now, so I'm celebrating.
Yeah, that was the one, guys.
Talking about
Thanks for playing Pigsy's quiz. Oh, we've got the repeat on.
Reggie, I take notes and I write things down, questions to ask. Now I'm going to draw funny pictures of you. I hope you're happy.
Well, you know what's crazy? We were actually talking about those games today. Like my buddy Joel, we did a pickups video, and he got the first 2 Katamari games. So that's like it kind of sunk in my head, like when the release was.
The PS2 games.
You one just
Yeah,
came
2
out on
PS2
PS5,
games.
right? I swear I seen someone post a picture of the PS5 one this week.
Is a PS5 one out now?
Yeah, the PS5 one. I'm just looking at it.
I barely got a. Well, I had a PS5 for about a little over a year now. I would say. Got a few games on it.
I got my PS5 in January. And,
Oh yeah.
I sent it back to Sony about a month ago, and it's supposed to be here tomorrow. So I get my PS5 back. I traded my PS4 in, and my PS5.
Retired it, huh?
Well, yeah,
I think this is a remake of the PS2. We Love Katamari, and they just redid it for PS5.
Yeah, that's the second game on the PS2, if I remember right. Yeah, wow.
Well, did you get your PS5 back?
No, it's coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You'll have to see if the penis
I got
is on there.
I got the email. I got the email on Friday, and they say yeah, it should be here tomorrow. I got to sign for it and shit.
You should have told them to keep it and send you the PS5 Pro when that comes out. You get to exchange it.
Yeah, the next one is supposed to be a slim, not a pro. So the slim,
really?
Yeah, it's going to be a slim and you can buy a separate disk drive for it. So it's slim digital, I guess. This is what I've heard. I don't know. And you got to buy, but unfortunately, that external disk drive won't work on the old school PS
digital system.
Yeah, so it's one way to lock you out.
I was in the stores on Wednesday or something picking up Diablo for some friends, and I don't know if they were the new boxes or just display ones, but the slim PS5 boxes are like the remember the PS2 slims, the really small boxes? They were like that size, nice and cute.
Really, they're gonna be.
I don't know if they were mock-up ones or if they were actual ones, but I just seen them. I'm like, oh, look how small they are, because we all know how big the PS5 is. It was it's nice to see a little one.
PS5 is a weird looking system. Big as hell.
I don't like it. It looks like I don't know. It looks like what people in the past would think of the future would look like. But in the it's like people in the 70s thought the future would look like, and
right.
I don't like the black and white. I'm still I just can't. I want to buy some black plates. You know what I mean? But I can't. I can't bring myself to spend $50 on just two big giant sheets of plastic. Nor do I have the wherewithal to fucking spray paint it because I guess you got to prime it. I don't know shit about anything. So we'll see what happens.
Well, they don't make the plates easy. Like they don't just sell plates by themselves. They sell the plates in special edition consoles, like the Final Fantasy one. You got to spend $1,000 to get your plates if you want to get them. It's taking advantage of that because they know that collectors are going to buy them, and unfortunately, they do that these days. I think in Japan they release the plates separately, but I don't think they do in North America.
Somebody, I can't remember. I think it was Sean Powers. He's like, he showed me they got some. They have some Final Fantasy plates coming out. It was like $70. I was like, get the fuck out of here! I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, it's just, dude. Mm-mm.
Do you collect
those were the ones? They were only released part of the console, but if you wanted the plates by themselves, you had to then buy them from Japan. It's like, why don't you just sell them all around the world? They're obviously going to sell. It's Final Fantasy.
Yeah, welcome to collecting 2023. Reggie, do you collect consoles, or is it? I got the consoles I play on, and that's it. What about you?
No, just I take that back, man. I have like a bunch of PS1 and PS2s in one of my my totes in the other room, because basically what I was really obsessed with collecting back in the day. You guys remember the PS1 monitors and the PS2 monitors, like the little screens?
Yeah.
When I was in the Army, those things were a big deal because we were always like traveling, so it was a way to kind of take our PlayStation with us or whatever like that. So every time I would see those screens, I would pick up. I would pick them up. They have all these different variants for them. So I wanted to have them all hooked to a system. So I got all these systems for cheap. So I have probably I want around 8 fat PS2s, 3 or 4 Slims, PS1s. I have around 10 of those damn things. So they all have screens for them. And so,
that's cool, man.
Yeah, I did a video about it a couple of years ago on my channel, but I have more than what was in the video now. But those are the only multiple systems I have, I would say. Wait, Vita and PSP as well. I have a couple. Damn, you guys got me thinking about a lot of stuff.
Actually, I watched that video and I had a question written down. I wanted to talk about the screen.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. But yeah, like when it comes to PlayStation stuff, I have more than one system. I would say when it comes to up to the PS3, I would say. But after that, just one system is fine. And the reason I did that was because in case the system broke down, I would have another backup system, whatever like that. If nobody could fix it. It was just a thing I had. And they were cheap. Like I said, back then, when I got those, nobody cared on them. They were giving them away or just tossing them, or they were easy fixes too. So yeah.
I'm only familiar with the one that came with the PS1 ONE, the little flip up screen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did they come out with one for the regular size PS1 as well?
No.
Okay.
No, I have seen a PAL one for the PS2. I've seen one once or twice. It was
there's a bunch of different ones, man. I found out there's you ever heard of the TV company called Zenith, or I think they were called?
Zenith. Yeah.
They made a monitor for PS1 and PS2, which I found out about 5 years ago. Some guy was selling three of the monitors, and they were twisting around monitors too. So you could twist them around, and it was freaking awesome. And he sold all three of them to me for $85. And I was like, dude, I'm so happy I got it because they were so hard. They're so hard to find. They made it for the GameCube and they made it for the Xbox. The GameCube, all of them are so difficult to find. I found the GameCube one once and I didn't pull the trigger on it. But I was happy with my PS2 ones. But yeah, they're so hard to find because they're just, they're unique. They're made by companies that are no longer around and stuff. So it's just very crazy.
Dude, you're taking me back to
custom ones for PS4s where they'll get a bag and they'll put the console in one part and put the monitor in one and get it playing on batteries and things like that, and they'll have it photos of them playing it on a portable PS4 on a plane. That's so cool.
It is, dude. Oh man, just made some crazy game, man. Yeah.
I used to have a Zenith TV in my home when I was my childhood home, and it was one of those console TVs, where it's just encased in a giant wood fucking thing that sat at the end of the living room. Oh man, taking me back. There is a company called Games, GAEMS, and they make make a console or a screen. Basically, it's a briefcase. You pop your PS4 or Xbox into one side,
Mhm.
and you hook it up, and then the other side is just a big old screen. But no, console collector.
I think I would see a lot of that stuff in pawn shops because me in Washington, like we have a military Fort Lewis, so when the soldiers would go overseas, they would take those with them overseas, and when they got back from overseas, they would like trade it in at a pawn shop because they're not going to use it anymore. So I saw a stack of those, what you're talking about, at the pawn shop, ready to go. So I was like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Reggie, one system that we don't really talk about too much on this show that I know you love is the PSP. And you play a lot of PSP games. You used to do a lot of PSP games when you're overseas.
Mm-hmm. Well, not overseas. It was more so the PSP I got on when I first moved to Washington because that's when it first came out back in 2005. So I was on it then, and it was just really nice to have a true portable system for made by Sony. Because you remember the commercials that they made for it? Like there was one called "Take Me Out," which was an awesome commercial. I'll never forget that one. It got everybody pumped up. But what was cool about it was that not only can you play like more modern games on the system at the time, but you could watch movies on it, and the fat PSP was really cool because I remember I had this little accessory that went with it. It was like you hook the PSP to this little stereo system.
Yeah.
It was like a movie theater pretty much, and it had 2 headphone jacks. So I remember I took it on a plane once, and the person next to me there, I gave him some headphones so they could watch the movie with me. It was so cool. But this little stuff like that I thought was really cool with the PSP. And I would say, honestly, this is going to be weird, man, because I'm always going back and forth between this. But I always have my favorite system of all time, then my favorite portable system of all time. And I would love to choose the PSP. But the thing is, I have more games and just more evidence to like my Game Boy Advance. The Game Boy Advance is like the sequel to the Super Nintendo, pretty much. Like it's like 32-bit Super Nintendo. And the games I have on that system are freaking amazing. I actually have a couple of them here if you guys want to see them. I don't know if it's cheating.
We love all consoles here on the PlayStation Collectors Con.
Okay, cool.
Is that on your laptop?
Yeah, it's right here. I've got it.
Okay, cool. Now my PSP stuff is put up, everyone, but I do have my Game Boy Advance stuff here, and luckily, the Game Boy Advance stuff that I have here is PAL. I had it ready just in case we talk about this stuff.
Is the Game Boy Advance region free?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Yep.
So, this is going to be kind of cool after what we talked about. I finally got my copy of Magical Quest 3. Yeah, I finally got one. And this was after I did that video about the game with the company raising the price on me. My friend, Justice, actually had a copy of it, and we did a trade for it. So I traded him a bunch of good stuff, and he hooked me up with it. I was so happy, dude. And what was crazy about this?
On the front. It's awesome.
I know it was crazy about this, dude. People have been trying to get this from me. Like I had like collectors hitting me up through direct messages trying to say, "Hey, you want to sell that game?" Like, dude, I just got this. You know what I went through to get this, and now you want to take it from me? Like, let me hold on to it for a little bit. This is one of the most. Well, it became one of the most difficult games to find in PAL territories. This is a Black Belt Challenge for the Game Boy Advance. This is a fighting game, one-on-one fighting game. And it was made by the same people I think it made the Killzone series on the PlayStation. So I got that
tiny little Australian rating in the corner. Now they're huge.
Yeah. It's pretty insane. So I got that one.
That would be illegal today, that rating, because of how small it is. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Another good game, Tiny Toons Buster's Bad Dream. We actually got this in America, but it was cheaper to get the PAL version of it. So I just got this one.
And if it's region free, it makes sense, right? You're going to play it.
100%. A lot of people don't know this game was on the Game Boy Advance. Steel Empire came out for the Game Boy Advance. A shoot 'em up that was originally on the Genesis. And got that one. Another PAL exclusive, Mr. Nuts.
I'm sorry, I'm a 12-year-old at heart, but
I mean that name is I know, right? That name is gonna make you laugh. It's like Mr. Nuts, like really? That's hilarious.
Mr. D's nuts. Shit.
Pinky and the Brain, another PAL exclusive.
Really? Why would they get that? Not us.
I have no idea, man. That tripped me out too. My buddy Evan had told me about this one. He said, Reggie, you got to get this game. It's good. I said, I don't know. And I'm happy I got it because it was cheap. Now people are trying to, get that high
I think the
price.
Bugs Bunny games on PS1 were PAL exclusive as well.
Really?
Yeah, that's bullshit.
And they're really
It's
good
like-
games too. It makes no sense.
It's like an asterisk and obelisk game being, NTSC only. It just doesn't make sense.
This game I remember getting for $10. This game's on every platform: Xbox 360, GameCube, PS2, and all that stuff. But I got it for like $10. So through a trade, really cheap, and it's gone up in price. Alien Hamid for the Game Boy Advance.
Mm.
Um,
The PS2
Dude,
version is actually it's within the Resident Evil universe, I believe.
Really?
the Nemesis on the back. I think it's Alien Hominid. You get Jill Valentine and you get the Nemesis in there.
No, you're thinking about that game. I can't think of the name. I know what you're talking about, though. I have the game. The name's slipping me. But it's another game. It's not Alien Hominid. It's called something else. Maybe somebody in the chat can help us out
Yeah,
here.
someone will pick it out in a second.
But I know exactly what you're talking about. I own the game. I just forgot the name of it. Yes.
Oh well, then I'm an
hopefully
asshole who doesn't know my shit.
It's funny. You'll remember something, and it'll just leave your head right away because you're so excited. You're excited, like, oh, I know that, But it's like, VIP Game Boy Advance, another good one.
Is that the Carmen Electra?
You know the TV show?
Pamela Anderson.
Pamela Anderson.
Yeah.
It's on
This is
PS2 as well.
a good platform game. My buddy Evan told me about it because he's like me. He'll look for the games that are like out there, like no one's looking at, that are good, and he helped me find this one. So VIP on the Game Boy Advance is definitely worth getting. It's a good platformer. Here's one of the weirder games I got: a RoboCop for the Game Boy Color.
Jesus.
He looks weird on the cover. Like,
I was gonna say he's got a tiny head.
Yeah, tiny head, buffed out body. Like, what the heck? But I had to get it, man, because I love RoboCop. And let's see, I have two more here. One is just the more expensive games I have with the Game Boy Color. Wendy Every Which Way.
Oh yeah, it's like a free $400 game.
Yeah, I got this when it was like $30 complete. You guys know Metal Jesus and all the crew and everything like that.
Yeah.
Kinsey worked at the store called Another Castle. So I was looking online for games, and Another Castle was selling on Amazon, and I saw they had this game. Found out that it was complete. So instead of like buying it off Amazon, I just had them go to a convention that was coming up in a couple of weeks, and he brought it there, and I bought it off him from there. So pretty cool.
Awesome.
So
I've had a bad experience buying that. I made a deal with a collector, and I went to go and buy it, and he's looked up the prices of everything, and he's like, "Hey, this game's actually $150, so I kind of want more for it now." And
yeah.
I don't buy from this local reseller anymore. I blocked him on Facebook.
Yeah, you have the bugs like that, man. Change the price, like, no, I'm good. And the last Game Boy game I want to show you guys is more of a unique one. This is the English game that got English translated, and someone made a box for it and a manual. It's a Star Ocean Blue Sphere for the Game Boy Color. So
many Star Ocean.
Beautiful
games.
artwork too. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I love the Star Ocean series, man. Like, dude, like I've been all about it, and to get this game finally English translated was amazing for me. So I went all out for it. So happy to get this. And that's pretty much all the Game Boy stuff. But the Game Boy Advance system it's neck and neck between the PSP, but I have to go with the Game Boy Advance because I just have more stuff on it. But the PSP is more, I would say, more of a modern system for people to play, I would say, for portable.
I felt like the PSP was almost ahead of its time when it came out. If it came out like 10 years later or 5 years later, but then smartphones came out, so it kind of went, why would I buy this when I can just do it on my phone? And it's like why the Vita wouldn't take off.
And it was crazy because Sony kind of heard it, but even though the PSP sold really well, it did really well, even though it was pirated and stuff like that. But Sony was kind of like cheating people with the memory cards being small. Because people had found out how to make that system better than what it was. I mean, like using the memory for it, like it was just amazing what they were doing with it. And I felt like it didn't quite reach its potential, even though it did well. It could have done even better. But then the problem with the PSP was after it came out, Sony wanted to really be locked. They wanted to lock down the Vita really hard, so they used those memory cards that were lame. and
Yeah.
expensive, and that kind of killed the system.
$500 memory cards.
Yeah, and I was like, what are you guys thinking? Because people wanted to make games for that system, but those games take up memory. If you barely have any, like what do you expect them to do? So they knew they messed up, so they abandoned the system. But thankfully, indie companies made games for it, and limited run came through, and that's when a lot of their Vita stuff was selling. So the Vita lived on longer. It lived on longer than what it should have after Sony killed it. Thankfully, it lived on.
There was actually, I got it written down here. There was a Vita game released this week. PlayAsia just released a new.
Yes,
Vita
I saw that. Did it? Oh wow! Did it sell out already?
So yeah, it sold out. It sold out in 5 minutes, and like some big Vita collectors missed out. So I'm hoping they get.
What was the game?
Not at scalper prices.
Some weird rogue game. It was like some knights and stuff like the medieval game. From what I remember seeing of it.
But they must have had this a long time ago because Limited Run, Josh came out and said that we can't do Vita games anymore because Sony have run out of the carts to make them. Like they can't actually make any more. So like there was a point where they had to stop. So PlayAsia must have done this like 2 years ago and put them aside. We'll release these when there's no more new Vita games out.
And they sold out like crazy.
The press release from PlayAsia was like, "Oh, we're moving warehouses, and look what we found in the back, hidden under a pile of fucking garbage. We fucking found a big giant box of PS Vita games." I mean, I don't know if that's a marketing ploy or tactic. It's a good one.
It sold out, so whatever they did worked.
I mean, you're not missing out on much with those games. I mean, the Vita releases from PlayAsia were kind of like they were like getting weak, at least in my opinion. I mean, the last one I thought they did was good was Unmetal. But Unmetal's getting ported to the Switch and PS4 now, so But speaking of the Vita, though, the Vita, I had a great time with that system, man. And it's crazy. I don't know what I've had my Vita since it came out, but now it seems like it's having problems. I don't know if I need to replace some stuff, but the battery's dying faster, way faster than it used to, and the gyroscopes on the screen are kind of like out of whack. Like so, when I touch a certain part of the screen, it doesn't. Is that happening to you guys, or that? Have you heard of that issue before?
I've had PSP issues, but not really many Vita issues.
I've never had a Vita. I've had a fat battery on a PSP or two. You know what I'm talking about? I think
batteries are blowing up on. Like if you've got a sealed PSP today, you should open it up.
It's got
really?
Yeah, they're blowing up.
Oh,
the battery gets fat. I don't know. It just gets all bloated and shit, and you gotta throw it out. But I loved my PSP. It was my introduction into emulation. I had a friend.
It was easy to do too, man. Yeah.
I mean, it's even easier now from what I understand. I had a friend who did it for me. He did it through the battery. I guess there was a hack he did through the battery and whatnot. I don't know. And I just gave him my PSP. I was like, here. And he gave it back to me. And I had Pokemon games. It's like, oh, let's go. It's fucking, I love Pokemon. It's my dirty little secret.
There's a Pokemon game out there that's like a knockoff. It's called Monster Crown. Have you heard of it?
Yes,
that's fun. Yeah, the random generated one. That's awesome.
This is we're talking about the PS4 game, right?
It's on PS4, Switch, and Xbox. But yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of something else. No, there's a random generated game that's like a Pokemon game, but it's different every time. Andy will know what I'm talking about. He showed it to me. Hey, Will, I think it's time for meme time.
Oh, is it meme time? Well, let's go.
Oh, okay.
Headphone warning.
Fuck Jacksepticeye. I stole his fucking his segment name. So let's see. What do we got? Joe, what do we got? Oh, these guys have been trying to get me to play Zelda forever, and this is how I feel about it. This game is great. You gotta try this, Will. No thanks. I'll pass. That has been played out. I am done. I am not going to get sloppy. How many copies have sold? 10 million?
The last one sold 30 million.
Yeah, I'm not going to get sloppy 30 millionths. So fuck you guys. My phone. Screen time. Your screen time was down. Nice week. This week, nice job. My Switch, 120 hours of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
That's my phone at the moment.
Wow.
Yeah, Tears of the Kingdom seems to be trending here on the PlayStation Collectors Podcast. Oh, this is a list of games. That's actually supposed to be news, but we'll get back to that. Times have changed.
Girl.
This is an old meme that's flipped around.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's welcome to 2023. When you're gaming with the lads and you die on purpose so you can enjoy your little snacky snack you made. Yeah, this is 100% sure I've done this before. Oh yes, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is going to be on 2 discs. People are excited about this, and I'm like, why is this fucking news? Well, I guess it's all supposed to be on the disc.
2 discs you have to install.
Yeah, it's still there's still going to be it's going to be 500 gig install discs on each one you watch.
But that's better than a 500 gig download.
I was talking about this earlier. GameStop employees, and there's me. I know more than you. It's all out of order, but can I help you with anything? Yeah, I know more than you. Get the fuck out of here. But, yeah, that's me in any video game store. PS1 Spider-Man predicts the future.
Dude.
Poor New York City.
That's wow.
It's true, man.
Dude, seriously, yeah. Oh my God.
We're all about current events here on the PlayStation Collectors Podcast. What else we got? Everyone's Apple Vision Pro exactly one day after buying it. Oh yes, I like to do my homework on our guests and Reggie.
Oh, Dinah Dash, how did you find that? Oh no,
we uncovered your criminal past.
I got caught up, man. I messed with the wrong one.
Yeah, 3 ladies. Sega Saturn. My controllers still work after nearly 3 decades. Nintendo Switch controller sticks, no working. Crybaby dog. What else we got? When you turn on the PC you built for the first time. This for the PC players. Oh yes, no, it's Radial Reggie. A friend of mine texted. James Johnson texted me. Hey, did you catch the new Radial Reggie video? It was a mistype on his end, but yeah, there you go, Reggie. Okay. That one's just for you.
Thank you. That's actually pretty funny, dude.
Help me out. I'm stuck. I guess this is a Zelda meme. I don't get it. But if you're a fan of porn, you get it. And no, that's Katamari. That's not a meme. I think that's it. And ladies and gentlemen, that's this week's installment of Meme Time.
That was hilarious, dude.
Cheers.
The apple glass is one at my jaw. Hey guys, we're going to talk about some PAL games, in particular PS3 PAL games and some different PAL exclusives.
Okay, let's PS3 PAL games you said?
Who wants to go first?
I got a stack. I got a small stack. I'm not these are all PAL exclusives. I got 4 of them, so I'm gonna be real quick. No, yeah, there we go. First one up, my favorite game of all time, probably, because this thing opened up so many doors for me. Pain. 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 This is a great song. It's got a great song, great game. I highly recommend it. This next one, this game, it's a licensed game. It's about Nazis from the moon. In Iron Sky Invasion. There's a movie. This is based on a movie about Nazis from the moon. I guess they come. I don't know. Anyway,
Nazis from the moon.
Yeah, it's
hilarious.
Well, don't skip the movie. Skip the video game. But it is a PAL exclusive. I think this is a Warhammer 50,000 or 5,000. I'm not a Warhammer guy. Honestly, I've never played this one, but it is a PAL exclusive. This is Space Hulk.
Hey, Funbox.
This is a gift from dear friend, Jim Jordan. If you're listening, thank you. Also, so was the Iron Sky game, Jim Jordan. Thank you. He's my exclusive dealer for all games. PAL exclusive, so there's that. And the last game, also from Jim Jordan, of Orcs and Men. I like this. You play the little guy. You play this guy, you do stealth. You play this guy, you beat him up. It's it's at Dungeons and Dragons, Orcs and Men shit. So, but no, this is actually a good game. I do recommend this one. And those, ladies and gentlemen, are my pal games. Who's up next?
I'll talk about some PAL games. I grabbed a few out. I grabbed the PS1 and 2 game as well.
I have to grab a couple. Is that cool?
Yeah, go for it, Reggie.
Okay, let me grab them while you.
Yeah, and Fixie, I'm sorry. I gotta pee really bad. I'll be right back.
All right. It's all good. I can talk about these games for all day. So this first one is World of Outlaws Sprint Cars. Now, I played this.
I'll
The
talk
first time
to you, Figsy.
Hey, Joe. First time I played this was with a controller, and I actually had a terrible time. And I'm like, that wasn't a good game, blah, blah, blah. And then I went around one of my mates' places, and he has a full driving setup. And this on a racing sim was one of the most fun I've ever had playing a racing sim. So if you have a full racing setup, this is a must-have for the PS3. It's on dirt tracks, just going around in circles. But look, the drifting on is insane. It's unlike, I mean, it'd be like Juice 2 mixed with like a rally game, and they had a baby and just had the circle track.
I think there's a PS4 sequel for that. I'm pretty sure
There's a PS2 version as well.
Yeah, I think it's expensive too for a racing game.
Yeah, it's $100 game, unfortunately.
Yeah, oh, well.
It's not rare though. It's just one of those games.
Yeah.
The next one I've talked about a few times on this show, and a few of you guys have played this with me, and it's heaps of fun. And that is Snipers: Invisible, Silent, Deadly. So this is online only. And it's a rare game. So because of that, the community all decided that once we all got copies, we were going to play together. I think I've played this like 6 or 7 times now with collectors, and I've had an absolute blast. We keep saying we need to arrange another.
We got to do that soon, man.
Have a play date together. We'll hopefully get that done soon. But yeah, this is
got that rifle right there, buddy. I can't wait.
Unfortunately, like most people will never get to play this because it is online only, and you can't play it one player. Like it's got a tutorial, but you have to play with other people.
Dude, I'm gonna wear the head. I got the Rambo headband. I got the sniper rifle. I am ready. I won't win, but I'll play. Let's go.
I've almost got the platinum trophy. I've played it that much.
It's funny.
As a final PS3 one, I went through the PS3 list because I do own them all. But I'm like, what's really good on the PS3 for PAL exclusives? Can't get past Quest for Booty. Unfortunately, it's probably one of the weaker Ratchet and Clank games, but saying a Ratchet and Clank game's bad is like saying pizza's bad. It's still pretty good.
That's the last PS3 one I still need to pick up. I've been putting that off forever. I really need to buy that.
Getting to the PS2 games while we're waiting on it. So I grabbed out 10,000 Bullets. This is pretty cool. It uses like a slow down, like Matrix style motion.
That's cool.
Part of the game, but again, it's a PAL
like
exclusive.
Max Payne type thing. You mean?
Yeah, similar to that.
That's cool.
And the next one that I have learned how to pronounce is Irix. So this is a fighting game. It's a spin-off Final Fantasy game. It uses all the characters from Final Fantasy VII, and it's actually a heap of fun. Really,
yeah,
cool.
It's like an arena fighter, right? It's like it's not like a 2D fighter. It's like you're in a
exactly
same thing. Yeah. That looks like a fun game.
If you're a Final Fantasy fan, you know the characters. You're playing with the characters you love. It's a heap of fun.
So speaking of modded consoles, I think that's one of the reasons I want a modded console is to start collecting some PAL exclusives for PS2 and PS1, because that's one of the things I never did because of that region. I don't have a region-free system, and you can buy region consoles, but I don't want to have like console from Japan, a console from PAL, a console. I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? So
Japan especially, because most of the games in Japan are so cheap. Like there's not many really expensive Japanese games. I can think of a few, but
I mostly want shmups, and I don't care about the language barrier for these games. So like, yeah, I would love to pick up a bunch for that. Like I'd love to get Dodonpachi on PS1.
There's this one Japanese game at the top of my want list. It's really expensive. Melty Blood. I fucking
the fighting game.
Yeah, the fighting game. I can't
Yeah.
find it. I can't find a cheap copy.
You mean
of
this
it
game,
anymore.
Will?
It's like hundreds of dollars.
Dude,
Oh,
go to hell.
damn. He's got the nice
Get that shit out of here, man.
dude.
Dude. All right,
think it's
let
like
it be known.
400
Reggie snaked me on that game.
Dude, you know,
So you
That's
You know,
payback
crazy-
for
get for that chaos
doing the
break
Phoenix
scam.
thing when he sells something on eBay.
dude, they were selling that for when it first came out, the collector's edition for like $111, and it sold
Japanese?
out. Yeah, Japanese version. So for $111, I remember. And then it sold out. They said they're going to get more in stock. When they got more in stock, they raised the price on them. I was like,
hate
dude,
that.
Play Asia is crazy too, man. Like,
Supply and demand.
and now the regular
Yeah,
cards,
Amazon will do that these days.
Well,
Companies
hey, at
just
least-
don't care anymore.
At least Play Asia isn't VGP. That's all I got to say.
Yeah,
I'm not a
so
fan.
have you ever waitlisted an item from them? Just I gotta tell that like Play Asia, as they sell out and sometimes they like let us know when it's in stock.
I've never done it before. Does it really work?
I have.
It,
before.
it does, but what they do is like I got notified like a Darius game I wanted is in stock, and they're like, "Well, yeah, if it's $487," and I'm like, "Thanks for letting me know, but I'll pass." I'll go. Thanks for the update.
We're charging eBay prices.
Yeah, I was
That's
like,
insane, man.
No, but I want that melty blood. So what?
On
what-
that, I bought Siberia from them. Same reason. Like I did the let me know when it's in stock, and it went up on eBay, but I paid retail price still. So I've only been price gouging in the last few years.
Oh man, they must be
Reggie,
watching the
what kind of games you
PlayStation.
got for us?
Okay, so I couldn't dig them all up, man, because it just got too tiring. Because I have most of my PS3 games packed up right now. But I think this is a PAL exclusive. Fist of the North Star, Ken's Rage.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, it's a good one. I mean,
It got a Japanese release, but you'd say it's a PAL exclusive because the
so we have to do games.
We-
that only came
we-
out in PAL.
no, that works.
We don't count. We don't
I
count
agree.
Japan.
Yeah.
Japan gets everything.
If North
Okay.
America didn't get it, people will say it's a PAL exclusive.
Yes, there we go.
Okay. So Fist of the North Star, I like Ken's Rage a lot. I think the first game is better, but this one was a good follow-up. They just kind of nerfed this game a bit. That's why I like the first one better. Have you guys ever played Ken's Rage before?
I haven't.
it's
I
just
haven't
the
opened
first
my
one.
copy.
So it's very crazy because like you'll do a special move on a person, and then they'll do this dramatic camera angle on your character to make them look cool, and it's so cinematic. But in the second game, they cut that out, and it's just like, man, they just cut corners. So they knew this is more as a DLC type package, like sequel, but it's still pretty decent.
What universe is Fist of the North Star in?
That's its own shit, isn't it?
I thought it was in a certain universe.
Not as far as I know.
No, just from watching
think
the
so.
anime back in the day, it's his own shit. What the?
This special edition is exclusive to PAL. This is a Tales of Graces F.
Nice. I
Wow.
love that.
Is that a good one? Yeah, there we go. This game is freaking awesome. This game has like 3 arcs in it, story arcs. There's a kid arc, the main story arc, and there's the final arc, which is great. So you're getting all these story timelines, which is great. You kind of really see the characters evolve a lot in this game. I don't hear people talk too much about this Tales game, but I really liked it. And the art of this special edition looks really good, man. Like the characters on the cover, I love how they look. So definitely something very cool to have.
PS3 was blessed with Tales games. We got like 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah.
We got the GameCube one, HD, and
There's a company in the UK, I think they were called Xavier or something like that. I got this from them years ago for like $10. This is an Arcana Heart 3. The collector's edition.
Oh,
it's really heavy, that box too. It's awesome.
Yeah, they loaded this box up, man. I was like, dude, this is really a cool fighting game.
I'm a huge fan of Arcana Hearts.
Dude, the games are really fun, man. I think they made the company who made this, I think they made some other games. I think they made, I can't remember. Yeah, but still another solid fighting game. And of course, you guys already saw Fear 3. The collector's edition is exclusive to PAL. Show that one more time. For the people who might have just got here.
Like, if you don't
Is
know
that-
what it is, that's a pregnant lady, like
So
about
I was gonna
it's-
say,
the little girl from the first game, she's grown up now, and then she's pregnant in the third game. And that's her figure right there, and it glows in the dark. The baby inside of her, which is insane. So I was like, dude, like this would be kind of creepy if you had this in the room you're sleeping in. And you look up in the dark room, you see something glowing in the corner, and it's like the pregnant Alma. Like, ugh.
I actually used to store mine backwards, so I didn't see it. I want that shit staring at me.
But as far as like all the houses, a lot of it, I don't have that much PAL stuff for the PS3. I'm trying to look at my stuff right now to make sure. Hold on a second here. I have Battle Fantasia for the PS3.
oh shit, I got that too.
Yeah.
I forgot to bring that one on. I love that game.
Is it rare, Fixie?
Yeah,
PS3?
Battle Fantasia is quite expensive now. I've actually ever seen it once in the wild, and it was my copy.
It used to be so cheap back in the day. It was like $20 if you got it on the PS3, like back in 2011. That's when I got mine. And yeah. It says on here, it says it's going for $25 though, but maybe the price charting is not correct.
Mark's asking, show your RA1, Reggie.
Oh, show your raw one. Let me see if it's here. I think it's here. PS. Oh yeah, that's right. I have it for PS3. Hold on a second. I got all this stuff put up.
Have you ever played it, RA1?
I'm looking
no.
for my Battle Fantasia right now, so just don't mind me.
I have not, man. Yeah.
It's an interesting game. I wouldn't say it's bad. It's like a generic movie superhero game, and it's you can tell it's just trying to be generic. It's a blast.
There's my Battle Fantasia.
Nice, dude. Cool. Raw one of the best PS3 games exclusives you could pick up. Right, Fixie?
Yeah, 100%. It's the grail of PS3 collecting.
Yeah, definitely. And the
Yeah,
cover looks great.
We had Rahul on the podcast
Yeah.
a couple of months ago, and he was telling the story about how he sent that copy over to you.
Oh, was he on the show?
Yeah, he was on the show.
Oh, you guys gotta send me that link, man. Cool. I want to see that. I always text him here and there, like talking about this game and other stuff. It's hilarious. But yeah, Raw. He sent me this Raw one.
Rahul's nickname is Mr. RA1 in the community now.
Really? That's hilarious. Here's something else unique in here in this box. I'm just gonna randomly show this, even though it's not PAL. But you guys have played Resident Evil 2, right?
Oh, it's one of my favorites.
Now you know the Resident Evil 2 that we got, the original one that we got, it wasn't actually the original game version of Resident Evil 2. This was the original one right here. This is Resident Evil 1.5.
Oh man,
Yeah.
And what happened was somebody found the 40% build of the game, and they put it back together and put it on the PS1. So this plays on the modded PS1. So cool, has the characters on the back here, Leon and Elza, I mean, the original Claire Redfield, and the game is playable to the end, which is pretty cool.
So
From
cool
what?
that fans have done this.
I just grabbed it because it was in this box right here, so I figured I'd show you guys. So.
I was doing my homework, and I understand that game would have put an end to the whole franchise. It doesn't end.
Yeah,
Like
because basically at the end of the game, the Umbrella Laboratory is the main laboratory, and it catches on fire towards the end of the game when you're trying to escape. So everything blows up, and that was it. But of course, Resident Evil, they wanted to make more money on the series, so they kept it going. So
Yeah, thank God.
yeah, I know, right? Resident Evil 3 is my favorite one, the original Resident Evil 3. That one just really gets me going. I got all the Resident Evil games. Which one's your favorite?
Resident Evil 2, and that's why I brought it up.
No, the remake or the original?
I played the original back in the day, and between now and then, too many drugs, too much alcohol. I don't fucking remember the damn thing. So I played last year, so it's my favorite.
Yeah, that remake was on point, man, because the whole thing of you being in the police station and that tyrant stalking you, you can hear his footsteps. That was a thing they had in the original Resident Evil, but they only were able to use it once. When you first see him, you can hear his footsteps. Then you see him around the corner for the first time, and then the rest of the time you see him, it's more like what do you call it when they timed events or scheduled events or whatever like that. But
Quick
in that
time
game,
events?
No, this is more like like events that happen like they're supposed to happen at a certain time. But that game, he's actually walking around looking for you, which is like patrolling, and it's pretty terrifying. You can hear his footsteps. So I love that element in that game. It's creepy.
Oh man, I got the 7.1 surround system hooked up. So when you hear it, it's like
those footsteps were tripping you out. You were like,
shit,
what's happening? Where's it coming from?
You put these speakers up, but you fucking like, what the hell? What the fuck is going on?
That's the way you're supposed to play these games, man. That's how you get the best thrill, man. Because the thing about those games is that you're not an overpowered character, man. Like every character is like every monster you face is like way more powerful than you. So you have to kind of figure out how to get past them. And like that monster just creeping around, it's like, dude, like
I'm getting the chills just talking about it.
Yeah.
Hey Reggie, I want to ask you about one thing. Like a few years ago, you always used to talk about breaking the seal on video games. It used to be like the title of your videos. Is that still the case? Do you still open all your video games?
I still have a couple sealed ones, but I do the breaking the seal sparingly. They were fun to do because a lot of people were like shocked that I would open games up. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you people? Like I open everything up. And I remember I had it planned. If I ever got a stadium event sealed, I would break the seal on the video. And that would drive everybody crazy. And I thought that would be a cool video. But Will, I know Will. Now I'm kind of like, no way, dude.
Well, we all have these sealed games, and but if you can find, especially the older ones, if you can find a different avenue to play them from, there's no point in opening them. And,
exactly.
It just hurts. It hurts me in my heart and my soul. Figsy, are you gonna?
So that brings me to something. So, as you guys know, we have a friend of the podcast named Sean, who's a full set collector, but he opens every single game in his collection. So Sean's going for a complete PS5 set, and he needed my help getting a game. And of course, he's going to open this. So I asked him if I could do the honors. So I'm going to open this on the podcast for you guys, and then I'm going to smell it because
that's what I used to do. Yeah, smell the new game.
Reggie, I don't know if you know, but our man Figsy here, he can tell you if a game is sealed or resealed just by sniffing the contents.
What?
Yeah, this guy can tell you if a game is.
That's not a reseal. That's the good stuff, guys.
That's the good stuff.
No, what else is I've opened one of these?
Oh my god! What you know?
That's how I would do it in those breaking the seal videos too, man. I was really into it. Like, yeah,
that's the stuff right there.
Stay tuned for the next episode where Figsy huffs paint.
Man.
No, but yeah, I mean, shoe collectors, shoe heads, I think is what they call them. They can tell you if a shoe is legit just by sticking their face in the in the shoe and smelling it. And I guess Figsy's got that knack. I
had an instance where I opened a game and it didn't smell like that, and I ended up getting my money back because the seller flipped up that it was a reseal, and I've got like a partial refund on it, you know.
Hey, serious business, man. But hey, that's important, because now we're dealing with people who reseal games and they'll sell them like the seal's never been broken, which is wrong. I've ran into issues where people didn't know they had a resealed item, and I get it, but people just got to do their research when they're selling stuff like that because this is serious business.
So many people, unfortunately, don't. We had Dan on here a couple of weeks ago, and he was saying how many games that WADA reject because people just buy stuff brand new and have no idea that it's fake. Especially like steelbooks these days. There's websites out there that sell fake steelbooks or custom.
I've seen them. Yep.
Dropping $100 on them and trying to get them graded, and then finding out they're not legit.
Is WADA still the place to go to? I mean, to get your games graded, or is there another one? I think
DG opened up now. I know from what we had Dan on here from WADA a couple of weeks ago, and tells us like he went through the process of how they grade their games, and they don't X-ray them, but they practically like X-ray your games, and they'll weigh everything, and then they'll have research team investigate them and do research if they've never seen it before. And it was cool to hear like the full process of what they do in getting their games. It's not just, yep, we get them, that looks pretty good, and let's put a number on it. It's like a team of different people who are doing each step in the grading.
Okay, that's cool. I wasn't sure how their business was going to be because I remember that article came out about that video came out about the WADA video from I forgot his name.
Carl Jobs.
Yeah. And I was like, damn, dude, are they in trouble? Like, what's going on here? Because I remember WADA, they were at this one of the biggest gaming shows, conventions we have here is the Portland Retro Gaming Expo.
Mhm.
And they came, I think in 2018 and 2019, they had a big booth in the middle. And I remember they were buying like sealed games at the time. This sealed games weren't really going for like too much more than a regular game, but they were buying a lot of sealed stuff. And the next thing you know, like a lot of stuff has skyrocketed, because I didn't know sealed collecting would ever become a thing. I thought if you told me that like 5 years ago, I'd laugh at you. But
go back to some of those old videos of you unboxing sealed games that are worth hundreds of dollars.
I know, right? Sealed games. I mean, because people look at it like this. I could just buy the sealed game and then get the download code and play it like that because they're looking for that. If they ever want to sell that stuff, they want to be at the highest value. And so, it's me. I open everything, so it's like, I almost do.
If I can find a different avenue to play it, I will. I don't have that many sealed games on the shelf, but there are quite a number. That's a good.
I definitely changed over the years. Like if I look at my limited run collection from limited run number 1 to whatever we are now, like my first lot are all open because I bought them and played them because that's what I was doing in 2015, 2016. I was playing everything. But now, I've got a backlog of 50 games that I really want to play. So I don't need to open these other games because I got so many more games out there to play.
I wanted to ask you something. So do you have a full set of PAL games?
I've got a full PS3 set. So full PAL set and then every North American exclusive.
So all those games are open pretty much?
I've probably got 400 or 500 of them are sealed still.
Okay, because I was going to ask you, like, how do you feel about like installing those games on the PS3 when you eventually play them? Do you think it'll be able to hold all the games with the room?
See, it won't. But now I'm going through like a full set remorse at the moment. I don't want to have a full set anymore.
It's cool.
50% of my set is all shovelware titles that I'm not interested in. So I eventually want to sell that off and just have a real curated collection. Then I'll look into if I want to play a game, I'm going to install it on the hard drive.
Right. Okay, cool. I mean, but even you getting a full set though, man, it's really something cool. Even though you're going to probably downsize it, it's. I always wanted to have a full set of a certain system. It's a cool achievement. It's very unique, I would say, especially for PAL games and everything. So I thought it was cool. You had a full set.
Yeah, I'm proud of doing it, and it's always an achievement. But I don't feel like I have to keep it forever.
Right. Because I remember seeing some of your early videos. I wish I had commented on there so you knew like who I was seeing your videos back then. Yeah, it was just very impressive to see someone who's really dedicated to collecting PS3 like you were, man. Like, I was like, dude, you were hardcore. I mean, there's only you and one other person I know that's hardcore in the PS3. And he's been on your show, my buddy Benjamin.
Ben, Ben's a great friend of mine.
He's a really cool guy, man. I got to call him up, man, and talk to him. It's been a while. But he has been one of the most impressive collectors I've seen out there, man. He knows his stuff. And me and him used to go back and forth and just talking about games. And, man, the knowledge he had, I wanted to really do him a service on doing a video for him, but I just never got time to do it because he did a video of his PS3 collection 8 years ago, and I wanted to kind of put it on my channel to show everybody this collection, but I just ran out of time and I never was able to do it. But he is one of the cool collectors I meet at these shows, and we hung out, and just the knowledge of video games, man, we like the plethora is just like insane. So he's another impressive collector like yourself that I've known.
Ben's actually sold most of his PS3 games off. He's done what I want to do, and his PS3 collection now is just every game in his PS3 collection he loves, or there's a story attached to it, or he got this trade from a collector and it means something to him, and that's what I want my collection to turn into.
Exactly. Because like getting a full set was fun, especially when we were getting stuff for cheap. I mean, I'm thinking you got a lot of your stuff for deals cheap.
Yeah, like I started in 2014, so most of these games were $6.95. So that's the price my local pawn shop used to sell them for.
Right on. I think the closest set I came to completing was the Virtual Boy or I think the Neo Geo Pocket, and I gave up. I was like, forget this, dude, because the last two games were
Virtual
like,
Boy is so hard because it's like, do I want to spend $2,000 on one game to finish?
dude, I know, right? And the last game, of course, was Jack Bros. I'm like,
Jack Bros.
man, the Japanese version is, I think, a lot cheaper, but still, people want that flex of getting the American version. So,
And then, of course, you need it in box because you can't just have a full set that's not complete. And
right, it's crazy. So you have a Virtual Boy?
no, I don't.
Do you have one, Will?
No. I stand up when I pee.
I sold mine, I think, around 5 years ago, and I when I played that thing, I used to play it laying down. Of course, that was the best way to play it. But dude, like I couldn't believe how much I got into that system at the time. It was just like, dude, looking at that red screen, it's like, oh, dude, like.
Doesn't it burn into your retina after an hour or so?
I mean, you feel a little dizzy. You have to sit down before walking after playing that thing. That's for sure. You know, I think I let Jason use it for a video when I first met him. He did a review on it, and he was talking about all the crazy stuff that the Virtual Boy had. I mean, that thing, all it needed to be was color. If it was in color, it would have worked. But being red like that, they went the cheap route, and it's like,
10 years ahead of its time. That's what it was.
You think people would have liked that like later though? Because like,
it turned into the VR really. So
yeah, you're right. So the VR kind of turned to the VR. So
we
yeah,
didn't.
Is it immersive?
There was a PS2 VR. Have you seen that? It
have
was
I
a
seen
Japanese exclusive. But yeah, there was a PS2 VR. I think they've only sold like 3 or 4 games for it. But they tried to do it again.
Wow.
I'll try and get a photo of it. We had it on the show at one point.
Yeah, that thing's rare as fuck. I know what you're talking about. Well, we're running.
Go ahead.
We're running out of time here, and we have yet to do homework. So let's cram homework in real quick. Here on the PlayStation Collectors Podcast, we like to assign our guests homework. We, of course, Figsy and I do it as well. This week's homework is best bang for your buck. So we'd like to discuss games that we think would offer the best value for anybody purchasing it. So who wants to go first? I'll go first. No, I'll whip these out real quick. I picked mostly a multi game games. So I'm cheating. This is my favorite. I'm still playing this to this day. This is the Capcom Fighting Collection. You get so much. This is so much shit on here. So much bang for your buck. I got this strictly for Darkstalkers. Everything else on here was just icing on the cake. Red Earth. And it says that lion guy right there in the middle.
Yep.
Yeah, it's Red Earth is like it's sort of like a light RPG. It's a fighting game with a story. Anyway, I love it. There's also a robot fighting game on here. You got Puzzle Fighter. Highly suggest it. A lot of games on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like 10 games on here.
Crazy. Such good value for money.
Yes, great value. I only learned recently from Figsy because Figsy's he actually this game. Capcom Essentials. There's another. This is half of a set.
Before we pull it out, well.
Yeah. Go ahead, you fucking ass. This you get Dead Rising and Resident Evil 6 on this one, and what's on the other one?
And so you get Devil May Cry 4, Super Street Fighter 4, and it's the only way to get a physical copy of Mega Man 10 on PS3.
I did not know that. Wow.
Yeah. So huge bang for your buck right here.
It actually comes with a T-shirt as well. So it's sealed 3 games, and there's a T-shirt in the middle.
So how much is this going for?
I think it's quite expensive now. Just on that, Reggie, Mega Man 10 is a download code.
It's a download code though?
Yeah, it's a download code.
I found this one for $5. I'm missing the T-shirt. I'm missing the other disc. I do highly, if you want a lot of bang for your buck, there you go. There it is. Also, I'm a big fan of the Worms games, and so there we go. Worms collection, 3 games in 1. You can't forget. This is the OG. Well, I don't want it's the OG, but it's one of the original battle royale games. Last worm standing wins.
That's got my favorite worms on it. Just the OG like PS1 worms. So good.
If you ever want to play Figsy, let me know, dude. I love this fucking game.
We played it. Remember a couple of months ago we played.
Well, let's play it again. Well, it's a PS4 version. Well, also, great bang for your buck. Amori. Why? Because next week this game will be worth $1 million. Go out and get it. Amori. Fucking through the roof the price on this one. And ladies and gentlemen, that is my best bang for your buck games. All right, who's next? Who's got what?
I just want to show the PS2 VR quickly. This is my buddy TJ wearing the PS2 VR.
You know, this fucking guy. This is the fucking picture the guy sent me for his goddamn thumbnail picture, and I fucking just it just it made the fucking app blow up. I had to make it up myself, but anyway. Well, what you got for us, Figs? Or
the first one was easy, and this is one of the. I'm doing on YouTube at the moment. I'm doing a what's the best PS3 game. We're up to the semi-finals, but one game that was knocking off everything when people were getting the shits was Metal Gear Solid: The Legacy Collection.
Oh yeah,
technically it's not a PS3 game, but I'd argue this is for now until the PS5 version drops. This is the best way to play all the Metal Gear Solid games. You get Metal Gear Solid. Let me just show you guys. It's got literally like
that is a lot of value
involved in this. So much value for money. It is a bit pricey. You can get it brand new from Video Game Plus for like $60, but if you want to play Metal Gear Solid 2, 3, 4, any of the old Metal Gears, it's all on the Legacy. And then I went to PS4 because PS4's got so many good collections. We're getting so many PS2, PS3, PS1 games. They'll have multi-releases and they're putting out collections. I was going to show Spyro, but I'm like, I'll just show this one instead. And that is Crash Bandicoot. So this is the free original PS1 Crash Bandicoot games, all on one. I believe it's all on one disc. It's got the DLC as well. But you can get this for like $20, guys. It's free. Amazing games. You're looking at like 50, 60 hours. It's cheap. And it's a heap of fun, especially if you played them back in the day. It's a big burst of nostalgia as well. And while we're on that topic of nostalgia burst, PS4, this pretty much goes hand in hand with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Oh man, I should have brought that one on. That is a great game.
Super cheap. You can get this for $10 now. And like I've put over 50 hours into this. Soundtrack's absolutely amazing. The gameplay is amazing. I hope they do this for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 down the line. If not, I hope they make a new one. The new Skate game's meant to be on the way, which looks really good. I'm pretty keen for that.
Skate 4?
PS5, I think the new Skate will be on. It's just called Skate.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you got for us, Reggie?
Okay. I don't know how I'll do, but I'm just going to randomly grab some games that I just were sitting here. 10,000 Bullets. You could kind of like if you like the show Cowboy Bebop and you like how they had the shootouts, like think of that as a game with jazzy music when you're shooting against other people. It's like a dance. You're doing all these crazy moves, upside down shooting, twirling around shooting people. It's pretty insane. And
Reggie, when you were getting your games, I showed that.
Oh, wow! No,
good minds think alike, right?
Do you have the version with the English on the back?
Yeah, I got the Australian one.
That's the rare one too. Okay, cool. I'm sorry.
Like, in Australia, it's cheap. So I got a story on this. I actually sold a copy to Josh from Limited Run Games.
Oh, really?
For his collection. I wrote him a note and I posted it in a Limited Run game box.
Nice. That was the game with chuckle. Okay. Next one here. Then I think this is a cool one. So if you're a fan of Dungeons and Dragons, well, hey, here's your chance to get a physical.
Oh man!
You get the first game good. And Shadows of Mystara, the second game, in one physical collection. Now the games are in Japanese, but you can still understand the game enough to play it efficiently. But what's cool about this version instead of the digital version is that this version actually plays in 1080p, where the download version only plays at 720p. So this version is definitely worth getting. And learning the small Japanese you need to learn for each spell is totally easy and worth it. So that's a bang for your buck right there.
It's a pricey one these days. I've been trying to pick up a copy.
The next game here is a game that a lot of people don't know has a physical, but it's an awesome game. It came out on PS4 and PS3, but the PS3 is the only one that got the physical. And I feel like you guys will know what this is, but this is Strider 2014. An excellent game. The game's in English, and it is so. This is the best Strider ever. I thought Strider 2 was going to be the best one I ever played, but no, I was wrong. They made this game so good. The boss battles are so well done. The voice acting, it really fits the characters. I mean, the boss fights are epic. I mean, they turned characters that were just regular minions in the first Strider into like full-fledged badass bosses in this game.
Doesn't that have a download for the first game as well?
If you get it's a download for the first 2 games, if you get the Japanese version, so I got those downloads. And then
you can get that for like $20. It's such good value for money.
Yeah, it's still pretty cheap as far as I know. So just a lot of people don't know it exists, unfortunately. And it plays in English too. So
I think because it doesn't say it plays in English on the back, people just don't assume it does. You don't see the eBay listings saying it plays in English.
They don't do research like us, man. That's the thing. It's crazy. Next game here, if you like Mega Man and want to play some Mega Man games you probably never played before, well, hey, here's the Mega Man arcade game. Both arcade games in one collection. Now, this did come out for the Mega Man Anniversary Collection in America, but I just thought this was kind of cool to have just the arcade games on their own little separate game, which is cool. So, very unique Mega Man games. I mean, if you play the Mega Man game and you go against a boss, you know how it is, but you can actually play 2 players against one boss, which is actually pretty cool. So definitely a good bang for your buck. If you like rail shooters, hey, well, here's your chance to get the Virtual Cop collection on PS2. All the Virtual Cop collection in one, all Virtual Cop games in one collection. Very well done. I feel like this is the definitive way to play these games. So definitely an old school rail shooter. I'm probably going pretty crazy with this one here. It's
a second one. I got the first one. I didn't realize it was the second one.
Yeah, both of them on here. I was very happy to get this game as a physical, and I think it's worth having as a physical. Lost in Rain.
Good.
This game is one of the first games I did a review on my channel back in the day, and that's when I was doing like my editing with my cell phone and capturing it. Feels so weird, dude. Go back and looking at it. All my videos still look pretty good from when I started doing YouTube seriously, but I can't believe I was doing it on the phone. But Lost in Rain, a little story behind this real fast. I'm sorry. I was lucky to get this because it was sold out on PlayAsia, but I went to my game store, Super Smash Games, and one of my friends was walking in. He was selling a bunch of games, and I said, "Hey, what do you have here?" And he said, "Oh yeah, this is what I'm selling." And I said, "Well, how much for this game?" He said, $10. $10. That's like, and this was totally. I was like, dude, this is back in 2015, 16, somewhere around there. I can't remember. Around 2015, 15 or 16. And I was so happy because this disc comes with so many extras that didn't come with the download, man. Like there's behind the scenes, there's the girl that sang for it. This is so good. Now this game goes for, I don't know what it goes for now.
It actually goes for over $1,000 sealed now.
Sealed. Wow.
Yeah, over $1,000. That's ridiculous.
And the game lives and dies on the PS3. I don't think they'll ever port it to anything else.
You can still get Rain digitally, I believe, and it's like $10. So get it before it's gone because it's such a good game.
Yeah, it is. It really is really well done. So, it's kind of like Resident Evil 2 in a way, how you're being stalked. So it's very, very intense.
But with the fog when you got to hide in the rain and you got to hide in the shadows.
It's intense, man. But and I guess I got a couple. Do we still have time to do a couple more? I guess.
We got all the time in the world.
I mean, why not do these stack of games here? I guess. There's 12 Stag. A really unique shoot 'em up for the PS2 that a lot of people don't know about. Definitely.
What region is that?
Oh, it's very traditional. Oh yeah, it's a very traditional shooter. Like it's not a bullet hell or anything like that, but it's like one of those simple shooters that is very relaxing and not too much happening on the screen. You can actually concentrate and it's cool. Then we have one of my favorites here. This game was, you guys probably remember this in the arcade, but it was called under a different name, I think. This is Police 24/7, which was actually called.
The artwork.
I think it was called Police 911 in arcades. It was a rail shooter where you get into the arcade and it would detect your movements when you duck around and stuff and shoot people. So that's on PS2, and it actually works with the PS2 camera. so you can do the motion controls, like move your body around, and it'll detect how you're moving.
The
Is pretty cool.
iToy.
Yeah, iToy. That's what it was called. Yeah, iToy. And then we have World Super Police. Lots of cool police chases. If you want to be a cop and chase down criminals, hey, this is your game because you're the super police, not just the regular police. And
The 6 o'clock news.
That looks like it could have Phoenix on the front cover, and it would fit into
Super
their library.
police.
if you want a somewhat survival horror game, but you don't want it to be too scary and it's something for kids, well, I got the game for you.
What the fuck?
Gregory Horror Show.
I got the game for you.
I'm getting into this now, right? Another cool unique game, exclusive to PAL, that far as I know.
It's an expensive one, as far as I know.
Yeah, this only came out in PAL. I don't think this came out in Japan either. Only came out in PAL.
Gregory Horror Show.
Yeah.
I'm glad to own it. No, I haven't played that one, but I've got it.
You're gonna love this one, man. So this is the best version of this game, and we talked about it earlier in the channel, but it was only on a different platform. This is VIP for the PS2.
Jesus Christ, man! What the hell is with you and the fucking Pamela Anderson games, man?
Dude, the PS1 version was lame, but the PS2 version makes up for it because it was pretty much all corny QuickTime events. They're hilarious, dude. Because
and the PAL version of Police 24/7 changed all the cops and locations to be more Western.
Which is weird, now. It's kind of like how they did the disaster report. Like it was like you guys heard disaster report?
Oh yeah.
They changed the Japanese characters to be like Western characters, so they gave them blonde hair and like I was like, what?
They did it with Nier on PS3. They had the protagonist as the brother, and they thought that American audiences wouldn't be able to relate, so they made the protagonist the father and had a sick daughter instead of a sick sister.
Yeah, it's like, man, just leave things the way they are, but they always think they're being clever. So, but VIP
disaster report.
Yeah, there you go. See, I love that cover too. And I'm just gonna do these last two games here because they're just sitting here. Spectral vs. Generation. It's a cool, unique fighting game that a lot of people don't know exists.
I haven't seen that one before.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it has that SNK feel to it. It's a very cool game. And I found out about this game like years ago, and I was so happy I got it. It actually came out for PSP as well, so you get it on PSP if you want to, and that's region free. And then last game here, of course, I had to put this on here. Chaos Break. One of the first games I got when I got my my test system PS2. A really cool survival horror action game. Reminds me of Dino Crisis. And a little bit of Resident Evil, so it was a lot of fun. And you can do melee attacks in this game, which is cool. So,
who put that one out? Is that a Capcom game as well?
No, it's done by a company called Eon.
E1? Is it
Eon?
E1?
EON. Digital. Eon Digital. And,
I know of an E1 that does movies, but I haven't heard of EON.
Yeah, it's weird. This is actually a sequel though. It came out in arcades.
It was developed by Taito.
I thought they published it. Okay. Yeah. Well, hey. But yeah, that's all I got for your bang for your buck. I hope you guys found that bang. And now, if you're going to spend that buck, maybe you'll do that. I don't know.
If you like rail shooters,
years ago.
I don't know, man. I just got into that mode when we were
All right. Well, you guys willing to stick around because I got a fucking stack of recent pickups I'd like to share.
Yeah.
I got some pickups too. I just did a pickups video, so the stuff is still sitting here. So I'll be happy to show you guys.
All right, real quick. I've bought some filler titles, AAA filler titles. Spider-Man. No. Oh, there we go. Spider-Man.
Have you played that well?
I played the first 10 minutes of it.
So that game there,
and it was awesome.
I would say the most enjoyable game I've had between missions. Like not doing the missions, I thought the crap, but just swinging around the city, like free roaming. I've never had more fun than that game.
Yeah, it's fun.
I got these filler games. Batman, Arkham.
I love
Arkham
that game. I love that game.
It's I'll probably open it when I play it, but there you go. Also, Medieval.
Oh, nice. That was a heap of fun replaying it.
Mm-hmm.
These first 6 games are all eBay snipes. I got them in 2 different orders, 3 and 3 each. If you do the math, I ended up spending $6.66 for each. So I think it's a good deal. Horizon Zero Dawn,
Yes.
Complete edition with the DLC. Nice.
Witcher 3.
Nice.
They're all solid titles, man. I can't complain about the quality of the titles, but for my collecting, AAA titles are fillers.
The Witcher's one where you need the Game of the Year edition because it's just so much better than the base game.
Last of Us Part 2.
I just beat that last year. Woo, what a ride.
I'm really happy with this one. Shantae, Risky's Revenge.
Nice.
It's sealed. I won't be opening it, and I'll tell you why. Because I went and I watched the walkthrough on YouTube, and it's a little too retro for my taste.
Yeah, I played it. I regret opening my copy because it was. I just wasn't expecting it to look like an 80s game. But it was fun. I gave it a go.
And this one I've been after for about I'd say a good 6 weeks to a month. Tenchu Fatal Shadows. The last Tenchu game for the for the PlayStation systems. There was one on 360. I love Tenchu, man. Fucking ninjas, fucking the assassination scenes. The I don't know if it's purposely bad or it's just bad dialogue, but it's just gives me that kung fu, that old school kung fu 70s 80s films vibe. I love this game. I love Tenchu. We need a new Tenchu in 2023 or 2024. Unfortunately, Sekiro, this is as close as I'm going to get, but until then, Tenchu. I've been playing this one too. I've been playing Tenchu, and I've been playing Final Fantasy 1, waiting for my goddamn PS5 to come back from Sony, which
so
comes back tomorrow.
PUBG again.
Yes, so I can play PUBG again. But yeah, those are my recent pickups.
Pull up quickly. Retro Twist Gaming's got a question for you, Reggie. So he says, Reggie, you always recommend installing the PS3 games. Is it because once the store closes, you won't be able to install them anymore?
No. I just I don't know if you guys have went through this before, but when you would get a PS3 game and you put it into the system for the first time, it have to install. Some games will have to install. But not only that, sometimes they have patches, and the patches have to install too. And sometimes with the PS3 speed, the way it downloads games, it could take a little bit longer than it should. So it might take your interest out of playing that game right now because you're ready to play the game now, but you got to go with 30 minutes of patches and install. So it's kind of annoying. That's why I like putting the games in, installing them, making sure they're good to go when I get ready to play them later or whatever. Like I want to make sure all the patches are good to go because most PS3 games aren't being patched anymore. So
yeah. I always bring up Gran Turismo. It's like a 24-hour install on the PS3.
Wow. Yeah, that's insane. So that would kill my if I was ready to play the game, that would kill my interest in playing it at the moment. So that's why I always tell people throw those games in there.
So what about you, Reggie? You got any recent pickups you'd like to share with us?
I do, and I'm happy you said that. So
I'm so happy.
let's get into this, right?
Have I got the game for you?
So recently I got these came in the mail today. These are grid frames. I got
these oh man.
Obviously the original Game Boy, which is really cool. And what's cool about these is that though they use damaged, like broken systems, these you actually take them out of here and fix them and put them back together and make them work again, which is kind of cool. So, but having these schematics like this is really cool. And of course, in the Game Boy, I don't know if you guys can see, there's Tetris in there. Sorry about the glare.
I've looked into them. They're really reasonably priced too. Like you're not paying much more than what it would cost to buy that system in that condition.
Right, exactly. So this came today. This is Akai Katana for the Switch Collector's Edition.
Oh. Was that the 360 game?
Yeah, the 360 game on the Switch. Yep. They ported it to the Switch and the PS4. But the Switch version got a Collector's Edition. And that's a really good game that a lot of people didn't really play, I don't think, or this wasn't really popular on the 360. But City Connection, they're bringing a lot of cave games on the Switch and PS4, which is nice. I think one of the first ones they did was Death Smiles, and that was on point. But I got this one. which I'm
That
looking
was one of
forward
the
to.
last games I bought from last low print games I bought. Death Smiles. It's just they're so expensive, but it was one of those ones that you kind of can't miss.
Exactly. And then I know you guys love the Strider games, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I
You're
love
just-
Strider games.
Well, hey, I'm going to show you
Have I got the game for you? I'm sorry.
This game I'm going to show you next was supposed to be the original Strider Part 2, but they lost the rights to it. So here is Cannon Dancer Collector's Edition.
Strictly limited, nice.
Yeah,
That's cool. I
yeah.
haven't seen that before.
It plays exactly like the first Strider game, but just a little bit more enhanced, like more better graphics. Oh, sorry, there's nothing on the back. I haven't opened it yet, but that's the best I could do. It's so weird, man, but I love it. All the boss battles are almost like the first Strider game too, but just a little bit more advanced. But such a good game. And I said, you know what, I got to get this as a physical. You know, so strictly limited. I got this on strictly limited. Thankfully, it didn't come damaged because I'm always worried about stuff coming from Germany, whether it'll be damaged or not. Thankfully, it's not. So I'm happy about that.
So you got that directly from Strictly Limited?
Yeah, I did. It was funny because I wasn't originally going to buy it. And then my buddy said, "Hey, man, I'm coming towards your area. I'm about to go down to this job. You want to come help me with it?" He said, "They'll pay me $200." And I said, $200 for a day's work? Why not? So I went there. I got paid. And I did. First thing I do, I wanted to blow the money on something. And I went to Strictly Limited. I didn't go to them at first. I went to eBay to get these games, the regular edition. And it was just the prices were kind of high because there were secondhand sellers or whatever like that. So I said I just might as well get it from Strictly Limited and get the collector's edition because that's what they were charging for the regular editions on eBay. So I got those. This game and another I'm going to show you. And it just came. I think it came a couple of days ago. So yeah.
Damn it, Reggie, you're a dickhead. I'm fucking taking notes here. You're fucking taking a chunk out of my wallet.
Dude, it's crazy, man, because it's crazy. I get that all the time, man, because like the games I look at is just a very unique from what people will look at out there. A lot of people I've seen out there, they're always looking at like Zelda, Mario. They're not really branching out, or they just don't know. And then I'm like that middle guy that kind of like, you want to look at something, you want to see a different game, watch Reggie's channel. He's going to show you a bunch of stuff, and that's the reputation I've gotten over the years.
Well, let's bring it.
Unique games. All right, let's bring another one.
I know when I first started
Reggie
collecting, you're definitely a big influence. Now I make my own. I'll go out and do my research, and
that's what I love, man. Like I want people like to learn from me and to do their own research and then go from there and build their own. And it's awesome knowing that, man. So I'm happy that I was able to do that in the community, like kind of like help make people like do research or branch out and do, stuff like that. This came today. This was actually a gift from my buddy. This is Bullet Soul for the Switch. Another shoot 'em up.
Switch exclusive?
As of right now, I believe it came out on 360, but people want to play it on a more modern system. So I think this is both Bullet Soul games in one. I'm not sure because I can't read the Japanese on the back, but it comes with a soundtrack, arcade book to kind of show you the instructions of how it was in the arcade. And it's just really, really cool. This was the only shoot 'em up game I was missing for the 360 at the time too. I just couldn't pull the trigger because it got really expensive. But now it's kind of
shoot 'em up too.
Yeah, but he my buddy Kyle, I guess he knew that too. So I think he had an extra copy of it, so he hooked me up with this. So I'm happy with that because that was a total surprise because this just came in the mail today. And
I read a crazy stat this week that there's more shoot 'em ups on the PS4 than there are PS1, 2, 3.
That's great news to hear, man, because I felt like definitely the PS3 was lacking in shoot 'em ups.
Oh man,
that was like one of the Clatter's Blaze and that other game I can't remember.
It had 4, and they were all quality. It had Memoruken's Curse, which is one of my favorite shoot 'em ups.
We're talking North America. We only got HD.
Ketsui, Kinsey, Caladrius Blaze, and Under Defeat HD.
Under Defeat. That's right. Under Defeat. Wow.
Under Defeat. I got my shoes.
Okay, the next game here is my favorite that I got from Strictly Limited. Guys, I'm telling you right now, man, you got to get this game, whether you buy it a physical or get a digital download code for it. But Drainus, oh my God, it's such a good game, man. I was so impressed. This is an awesome shoot 'em up, and I love shoot 'em ups with a story to it. Now you don't have to like follow the story; you can skip past it, man. But it's deep, man. It's very intense, and the gameplay is on another level. Not only can you like shoot up enemies like a regular shoot 'em up, but you have a shield that absorbs enemy bullets and stuff like that. And you can use that energy and reverse it back at the enemies on the screen.
Oh,
it's so freaking cool. And this game is so forgiving too. I mean, it's like if you mess up in this game, it was your fault. So it's very fair, I would say. It's a very unique shoot 'em up, and it's made by the same people who did Record of Lotus War, the Metroidvania one that just came out like last year. Same people did that game, did this one, and dude, it's fantastic, man. I mean, I love it. Now, here's the thing: Strictly Limited did their version of it, but also PlayAsia has their version of it that's not out yet. But like I said, I went ahead and got this version because the money to spend. I just said, hey, let's go ahead and do it. So I'm happy to get this, man. This is really cool, and it came with a nice art book with the characters and story and everything. And actually, the art book has a comic in it as well,
like a manga.
Yeah, look at this, dude. I'm like, dude, of the story. I love stuff like this, dude. I was like, dude, this is freaking awesome. I mean,
you don't get that in like this is where's that brand new game I just opened? This is a brand new game. It doesn't even have a manual. This is gaming.
Dude, I did a video about manuals not covered in these games anymore because they're being cheap. Like it's like digital manual. Get out of here. They just don't want to pay the extra money to do it.
Yeah,
the manuals now these days.
Well, now they're saying, oh, we don't need to make discs anymore because that's why we can make the game $60 because we're not making the physical copies. Like, oh, that's just a cop out.
Yeah, it is, dude. It's all about that money for them, man. But yeah, hopefully that's a game you guys will take interest in, man. Adrenos is really fun. I had this, but I think it'd be cool. Show Trinity Trigger.
Oh yeah, I picked that up last week.
Oh, good, man. It's fun, man. When you get a chance to play it, it's like Secret of Mana and Zelda put together. So it's the perfect combination.
Right up your alley, Will. Zelda.
Yeah.
I've never heard. Zelda's a girl.
Oh, here's some games over here.
I love that movie poster you got behind you, Reggie. Bullet.
Yeah, that's Tupac. One of Tupac's last movies he did before he died with Mickey Rourke. Bullet. That movie's so hard to find on DVD. It's like, dude, what the heck? It's like out of print or something like that. We're hoping they were going to remaster it. Next game here is called Nefasto. This is a game where you play a character within the game that gets broken with his code. So it's like a point and click adventure game, a platform game as well, and some gallery games as well. It's kind of cool, but the story of this game is like the game is broken. You're trying to fix it, so you're meeting all the characters and you're learning about coding in the game and so how games are made. It's actually pretty cool. It's very like niche, I would say, of course, because like a lot of people, like point and click games are not really people's thing these days. But it's still a really cool one. So happy to have that.
But like point and click was a huge genre in the 90s. So it's nice to see a few game companies still doing it. Like we're still seeing Siberia games and Monkey Island games getting done and things.
Yeah, I just picked up the new Siberia game on PS5. I'm really excited to go through that. But yeah, they're a lost art, man. So there's very.
I grew up on point and click games. They're fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Happen everywhere on the computer screen, trying to find where the little hidden thing is.
That's cheating.
Is that it? I do have King of the Fighters 15, the power.
Oh man, I lost an eBay snipe on that earlier this week.
Oh really?
Yeah,
dude. I got this one Fix and Love, but I have a feeling they're gonna come out with a complete version of this after they do all the season pass stuff. So we will see. I mean, who knows?
what is it? Guru Mark of the Wolves. I picked up recently. Damn it! They come in that case. I can't remember the rest. Last Blade 2, and there was something else. And yeah, dude, stop. Quit snaking me on all these games, Reggie. All right.
that was the one.
All right. If I speak its name, it's my game. No one else can get it. Just stay out of my fucking way. Stay in your lane.
These will be the last two games real fast, so I'll just get these out. The King of Fighters 2002 Unlimited. I got both
man.
versions.
I think I got the PS4 version of that from Limited Run.
Yeah, because this is like one of my favorite fighting games of all time because the roster of characters in this game is amazing. And I did a video on this when I got it, and I got the freaking acrylic poster with it, which was insane. So I could say this is definitely one of my top 3 favorite fighting games of all time. But
I got a video game boner over here. Get the fuck out of here.
The PS4
Man.
was blessed with the amount of fighters it got. That so many
Mm.
old games redone for the PS4. Was so lucky.
Yeah, definitely. But that's all for pickups, I would say. I'm good to go. Woo.
Anything for
Guys,
you,
I-
Figs?
We're 2.5 hours in. This has been absolute blast, Reggie. Thanks so much for coming on. Guys, I've got all Reggie's social media down below, so if you're not already following him or subscribed, go and hit all those buttons. We do have a bonus show this week. We'll have a Wednesday night, Thursday morning show for Australians, Wednesday night for Americans. We have Snickerman coming on. He's a fellow YouTuber. He does videos talking on he did a really good documentary on limited rare games, going in depth on them. So definitely check out his channel. But yeah, it's been a blast, Reggie. Thanks again for coming on.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on, Reggie.
Yeah, it was an honor being here. Maybe we'll do it again in the future sometime.
Yeah, or maybe we get. I'll hit Ben up and we'll get the two of yous on or something.
That'd be great. Get Ben on here. Yeah, cool.
Anyway, guys,
We'll get Pam Anderson
next
on.
episode.
Wait, do we get the outro, the theme outro?
We always get the theme out. Don't stick around. There's some after talk show.
Take it away, Joe.